Yeah, we have a laugh track now. And that's in the audio, too, because I started recording. And I'm glad I
I hate
did,
it.
because I was paused, actually. Which, if you don't know, in Audacity, if you've got the pause key tab down and hit the record key, the recording doesn't start yet, because it's paused. How can you pause something that's not going? Don't ask questions. Oh, sorry, excuse me. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Reign 30. It's actually a 30.
We actually made it 30.
Yep.
In case you can't tell from how I am right now, I'm still sick right now. So I don't know exactly how long this episode will be or what all will get done with it, but I'm not dying, so we're here.
There will be an attempt.
Honestly, I didn't realize it until like he's typing that. I didn't realize it until I jumped in the voice call and started talking. I sound like way lower energy than I actually am. I don't feel that bad right now because I literally before we got started like 30 minutes ago, I slapped some serious shit. We got some real stuff. I got some 2 pills in a pack that are part decongestant, and then the other part is acetaminophen, which is the good shit in Advil. So like I'm good for 4 hours. I'm locked in.
I think
but
it's
I
because
don't
your
sound it.
natural tone. I think it's because your natural tone of voice kind of sounds lower energy than you are, except when you're excited. So it's just the sick applying onto that.
It's true. I've got the debuff. Also, I apologize to anybody who has to hear me sniffle or sneeze, but I have the seasonal ick, so it is what it is. Anyway, before we get too much further, I would like to remind everybody that our productions are brought to you by our lovely patrons like Adam DeHart, Blogus to G, Call Me Zed, Carlos, Dragon, JDV9000, Starlight, Legendary Boss Hunter, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Charvor, some guy named Bob and Varian the Crow. Thank you very much. I will now close that tab and I'll think about that anymore. So, as I alluded to last time, you guys go
I
to
had an
sleep
admin question. I
in Drake's mouth.
apologize.
What's up?
Because I'm a little confused on one thing. Because I know you're limited to 15 from the Martial and Esoterica. Um, what do racial paths count as?
Those count as esoterics.
Okay, then I'm doing this correctly. Got it. I just wanted to make sure. Because they're in a separate category, so I was like,
What do you think they would have applied as then?
well, I didn't know if they were esoteric or another category.
Yeah, they could have been another category.
Could have been a secret third category. We don't know.
I guess.
I mean, some of them do. Funnily enough, some of them do give you like bonuses to combat, like martial paths.
Yeah.
But no, I believe that they are listed as esoteric disciplines for different races.
That's fair.
But yes, currently you are in Dricksmith. You all went to sleep.
Slept.
Have a lovely time at the inn. And as I was saying before, I was alluding to last time, you guys get up and you discover that it is raining today. The Crown Prince is an early riser, but not like, crack of dawn type stuff. So it's probably like 7 or 8 o'clock you guys get up. He can't even spell rain right.
So I have a
Minor
question.
spelling mistake.
Omega. That.
Yes.
For the purpose of the Oread spell, because I wanted to do it because of all the symbolic ties and everything, would I have been able to make the golem out of silver?
Yeah, probably. I think it would.
Okay, then that's fine. Then he can go out in the rain.
I mean, honestly, he can go out in the rain before. You just gotta clean him. Water does
Sure,
not
silver
automatically
doesn't
rust metal.
so I don't have to worry about it.
Finding a big lump of silver, but yes. So, as I said before, the Crown Prince is a bit of an early riser, but not like crack of dawn or anything. You guys are, traveling. You don't need to get up at all hours, so probably about 7 or 8 o'clock you get up. You eat breakfast, get some hot porridge with a little bit of some sort of seasoning in there, get some sausage. And it's raining. Spring rains.
Great.
So now's a perfect time to think about how you guys are gonna make sure to, bundle up for the weather.
Well, I know I brought my fucking sea coat. So
Sort of a cloak. So
and I'm wearing cavalry boots, so that should keep at least the boots from getting up my thighs, the mud getting up my thighs.
yeah.
Yes, if anybody wants to prefer to ride in the carriage rather than on horseback, be sure to say.
Hmm.
I don't know how good a fucking bicorn is at protecting your head from rain.
How fancy is this? Hold on, I have to think about something. I'm trying to think, like,
Bicorn. It's pretty fucking close.
what would my arm be made out of? Or not my arm, my uh, why can't I think of word?
Prosthesis.
Thank you. My prosthesis.
Dallas can
Like,
never
what-
remember to say prosthetic.
I mean, you probably could have just said your arm, and we would have known what you were talking about.
Yeah,
What's
no,
my
it probably
arm made
wouldn't
of?
be wood. Probably be porcelain still. So that'd be fine. Yeah, I'll do the rain. I think all of my time sailing, I would kind of be used to just, yeah, I'm wet now.
Connor
Okay,
probably
there are some
switches
pictures.
into a heavier riding coat and sturdier hat, but that otherwise he probably stays mostly dressed the same underneath.
Get an extra coat layer. Get a heavier hat.
A hat that'll actually stop the rain from going in my face.
This is a picture that says Parisians with rain umbrellas. So yeah, you might have an umbrella. The actual the parasol was more about the soul. But they'd have some. Uh, mm, Sorry, I'm really debating the do you have a rain umbrella? They kind of existed, like it entered into the French dictionary as the parapluie, against the rain,
Mm-hmm.
like in the early 1700s, but it would have been fairly rare.
I don't know if you would ride with one of those riding a horse.
Wow, that also true. No, you do not. That's even in real life. You don't umbrella and horse.
It's like, also you probably aren't afraid of getting a little wet. You've been at sea quite a bit.
We are also from Teine, where we have to deal with worse than rain.
Yeah, no. As long as you have a good
kind of
coat
what
and a
you will.
decent hat, you should be okay.
I don't think it looks gonna change much. You might just get another layer. Call it a day.
It is probably a lot cooler, or it might
Yeah,
not be. It
obviously,
might not.
early morning it would be. It's a spring rain, so yeah, it's gonna be not a lot cooler, but
If it's
noticeably
raining, I
cooler.
will probably be wearing shittier clothes, just to not get my good clothes soaking wet, and just wear a big ass coat so no one notices.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. You aim to not get soaking wet, by virtue of having a heavier clothing. Get like we talked about this. A thick woolen coat or cloak. Get some materials treated with wax.
Sadly, rubber is not. We have not discovered rubber yet.
No, you guys don't have rubber trees. Wax.
Well, we do have rubber trees probably, but we don't know how to make them into rubber yet.
I think the lizards have rubber trees.
I believe they have some latex. Yeah. Vulcanized rubber though is like way later.
It was 1860s, I want to say.
Yeah, late 1800s. So no wellies, no Wellington boots. But mentioned before, wax and oil treated like flax oil treated cloth is fairly common.
I'm about to
I'm going
say, it
full.
is common for people just to slap tar over their fucking colos.
Yeah, I'm going full Strider with this.
Actually, where does tar come from?
The ground.
Tar? It's a.
It's
Well, I
in
know
You're
beaches
thinking of
and
like a
shit.
La Brea tar pit, buddy. That's not the only sorts of things we call
No, I
tar.
mean
It
like
depends on what it's made
it's
out of.
on beaches and stuff. It comes from like
Yeah, sorry, I'm just
mixing
like,
with
I
sand
don't
and
actually know
stuff.
what tar is made of. I'm just thinking about
Well,
it.
as I said, it depends on the tar, because we call it pine tar, for instance, and that's just a pine resin. Once again, you guys are from Norlon. You probably know a shitload about pine resin. So like, yeah, there's a number of things you can do to make your clothing insulated against the rain. And it does seem a little bit like it might be a little bit of a travel concern. Normally, from Drakesmith, it's about 4 or 5 hours by like normal horse pace. With the rain,
One place tar comes from is the ocean.
yeah, you're not. I don't think you're getting ocean tar.
No, probably not.
That's why he shouted rubber farm.
You must have lost the gif.
But like I said, it's normally about 4 to 5 hours up the road to Kingsbridge or Pont de Lens. They're kind of the same place, just across the border. It's one of those sorts of things. With the rain, depending on how clear the roads are, you're probably going to add another couple of hours to your trip. Possibly more if the roads are blocked for whatever reason, which obviously because you're going to be taking outlying roads which are not paved. Once again, speaking of things that aren't invented yet, asphalt, nope, not real yet. So your roads will be dirt and gravel once again, which means that if any like creeks or rivers have flooded, that might block up your roads. Anybody's the old Oregon Trail special, anybody pops a wheel or breaks the wagon tongue or whatever, cracks an axle,
I can fix one river blockage once during the journey.
What, hit it with Novum glasses, just freeze it over?
Yes.
Probably a decent
I
use.
thought you were about to imply plugging the hole with your body.
No.
What?
I could just yeet and turn it to ice for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if Inos has any desire to learn Soul of Waters.
I kind of do, but that's like further down on my list.
It would be slightly overkill to figure out Soul of Waters right now just so you could unblock the road and like travel 15 or 30 minutes faster.
Yeah, no. It's definitely neat.
Yeah,
but
the cool thing to do with Soul of Waters is do the fucking thing they did from Lord of the Rings and make the river angry. But yeah, so you're gonna be looking at a slower pace already, as you guys are probably getting breakfast and kind of like digging out your wet weather wardrobe. Several of your Blood Shield escorts are being sent to like ride ahead and make sure the roads are cleared. So any particular breakfast conversation? There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Probably be fussing over the younger members, making sure they're prepared for the rain.
Well, they're gonna ride in the carriage.
Yeah. Also, don't fuss over them too much. They are like 16 and up.
That's fair.
Fuss a
I
little.
think
Fuss over
Nicola
you
is a
guys
little bit of.
instead.
I feel like Nicola is a little bit of a fusser by nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, fuss a little bit. Just don't fuss too much.
Well, I'm gonna because I assume we're having breakfast in somewhat of a private area.
Not really. If you're in the inn.
Okay.
I mean, we have enough people that we pretty much took over the inn.
Yeah, I mean it's there's probably not anybody but your whole party in there, but it is technically a public space.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, it's not like we're in an important dinner or something. Anyway.
Yes. Nobody bundles up with some coats. Once again, I reiterate, nobody wants to ride in the carriage this time.
I'm
I've-
staying there.
I've been on my horse, and I'll stay on my horse.
Yeah, and I don't. As you say, I'm staying there. I know, and I really wish I had better ideas for some sort of role playing vibe to that, other than that, But I can't do anything other than bring up the fact that even once again, furthermore, even despite the rain, your fiance is perfectly fine riding
you're right.
outside, and you've been riding in your carriage. For
No,
3
you're
days.
right. Fuck it. You're right.
I mean, it is. This would be the weather to stick in. I don't think any of the other boys are going to do that, but
If the rain gets like heavier, Konrad might
Yeah, it's just a light
at
rain,
least
right?
go part of the at least go part of the way.
At the
it's
first sign of it,
I would say probably an average rainfall. Like it's not cats and dogs, but it's not a light drizzle either. Like
at
Yeah,
the
I'm
first
sorry,
sign of
I
an
live
actual
raining.
I live in the
At the first
Pacific
sign of an
Northwest,
actual-
so fucking.
Yeah.
It usually takes me a fucking downpour for me to be like, no.
No, at the first sign of an actual storm, Nicola is going to run inside of the carriage. But rain
It is, and it does not. If
Yeah.
you are looking out there and consulting, and anybody is thinking about taking a crack at it, it doesn't seem like it's going to switch for like a rainstorm. It's a little too early in the season for like thunderstorming or anything, but it is properly raining. And honestly, I don't remember how much we've talked about this, but I do think that technically your part of Norland being on the, you're probably on the rainier side of your mountain range.
Yeah.
Talk about rain
Yeah.
shadow and shit like that.
This isn't like where I am in real world, where if people see rain, they're like, "What is this devil magic?"
It's perfectly normal spring weather, so. Yes, I think I picked that up. Loth's muted, by the way, because he's eating people at home. That's why you haven't heard him speak much. But
He's eating the people at home. Sorry.
Anyway,
These people at home are made of lasagna.
I know, Loth, that we share a brain cell when it comes to memes.
all right, I'm too sick for punctuation. How dare you? But no, I got that earlier from your comments. You're just vibing in the rain.
Yeah.
All right. So probably not a lot for conversation on your trip,
Probably not.
but you're hunkered in for a few hours.
How's Alias? Is Alias riding or is he in a carriage?
He's writing.
Nicola will be whistling, probably honestly whistling sea tunes,
Actually, well,
but
so,
probably not loud enough to hear.
so here's a question: is like Narissa and Alias riding together? Or are they kind of separated?
No, they're probably not writing in parallel. They're probably in like a line.
Sorry, I'm thinking if I want to kick up or pull back and go join one of them. I just not sure.
Agave Cheval probably usually rides either aside or slightly in front of Alias. Keep in mind, even though, like we said, these are not going to be like modern paved roads, you guys are aiming to go on like the major riverside road and basically follow the Heron Search River north.
Mhm.
Sorry, I swept my finger in a northerly gesture and smacked my mic arm. But the road will be of a fairly sizable, width and breadth. Though, again, with the weather, you are not seeing a lot of travelers upon the road.
Is Narissa riding with anyone? Does she have a Cavalier? I forget.
Yeah, that's the new one, Rosenroth Logi. I kind of feel like Dame Rosenrod is kind of a, a ride like, half a horse length behind kind of bodyguard.
Mm. Yeah, no, I think Inos will, kick up his horse and move beside Narissa Pettyroy and strike up a conversation.
All right. Anything in particular?
Oh. No, actually, no. He's just gonna. Inos will just kind of be sheepishly like, in a somewhat sheepish manner. It's like, I feel we should, and like, I feel we should be getting to get to know each other one better. But unfortunately, I have no idea what to talk about. I think the weather would be a horrible choice right now.
She got to tilt, looks up a little, tilts her own hat back. At least I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Because I did describe what people would be wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, she'd have. I mentioned this. I forgot I wrote this down. Yeah, she's got a hooded cloak for heavier weather. So yeah, she probably like looks up a little, tilts her hood up and says, "Yes." In that case, we have the power to solve these things through the power of mechanics. Make me a charm plus fascinate roll.
Let's go.
To see how good Inos is at small talk.
Drama roll, I guess.
Ah!
That's
That's only a minor syntax error.
I will roll to see how well I'm doing at singing.
7? What's the 7s?
What would singing be?
Perform.
Sing.
Perform, sing.
Yeah.
Perform song, I guess.
And unfortunately, Inos is veiled right now, so no magical 10s.
I'm pretty sure it was 9.
So 3 7s.
Yep. All right. Yeah. You probably for at least a couple of hours, depending on how long you need to stick it out. You can make polite conversation. Ask about things. Probably actually, I'm fairly certain. I know this is the first time Inos has had something resembling a one-on-one conversation with Narissa.
Yes.
But like you've hung around in the vicinity with her. Hey, by the way, to this scene, by the way, I now need to add you were being backlit by Nicola's slightly off pitch keying of sea shanties, which are also wildly inappropriate for this time and place. As you are, riding on horses.
I don't know any writing songs that would be appropriate for this time period.
But at some point, maybe that becomes a point of conversation. You're just like, well, princess, what's your taste in music like? I hope it's better than that guy's.
Classic Nicola L.
But yeah, like I said, you've hung around her before, and you've been in part of several conversations, so you've got like a starting point. And generally, you make a positive impression, and I think, Inos, you can pick up a few things about Narissa. I'm fairly certain I've said this out loud out of character, but to reiterate in character, Inos, you probably pick up that the reason why a relationship between Leslok and Narissa is at a state where it's going anywhere is because the two of them do kind of share that same wanderlust vibe. As much as you joke about, talking about the weather would be inappropriate, it probably comes up over your conversation, like I said, which you can, hold for at least a couple of hours. That she doesn't really necessarily mind, bad weather. She's still, prim and proper and upper class, so it's not like she's gonna go, tromping around in her boots in the mud or anything. But She likes to go riding in the hills frequently, and she doesn't mind if there's a little rain, sleet, whatever. So this is just another. All right, excuse me, burped a little. Just another day for her. Could be worse, could be better. And her primary interests, besides making sure to keep up with Administratia and a handful of nightly things, is she rides horses. She's pretty confident in that. I can say. I mentioned before, her horse actually has a name. That's because Nerissa actually has the animal companion advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So it could come up in this conversation, since you are just making small talk, that she probably nursed her horse Ulysses back from health. He had like an injury.
Oh.
And they weren't sure he was going to recover, so now they're real tight. What other?
How'd he get injured?
What would be a good? Probably not like cracking a bone.
Like a bad fall, animal attack, monstrum attack.
Oh, it would probably be a bad fall, or maybe even like a training accident.
Oh no.
Blunted spears and lances are still dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just jumping over an obstacle.
Yeah. The exact injury is was not detailed. I just was scrolling through the tables, and I'm like, spend some time nursing an animal back to health. Yeah, her I'm looking at her skill list, her stat block. Ow. I'm also punching my mic arm. How is my man with my knuckles? Yeah, no, her interests, I would say, like her non-core skills are like, she has a couple dice and expert animal trainer. Probably should go back. Well, you guys have also, I think most of you have scrunched your dice and dancing as well. That may be something I want to go back and re-add, but like her mainly focused on like the animal trainer zone. She doesn't have any knowledge skills that aren't strategy and tactics. Like she spends most of her time in administrating and stuff, and she's got 4 dice plus the expert die and ride, and that's about it. That's where we're at.
We don't have a lot of horses up in Teine. We're more hill than flatland. Probably
especially around where Logi is specifically. You do have some lower down lands and lots of like wooded paths. But
well, we're probably not going to be picking up I don't know what the term is.
I think I technically rolled the wrong pool.
Doesn't matter. You sing horribly.
Oh no! If I'm thinking right, I wouldn't have even been able to roll.
It will be command.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been perform command. I did perform coordinate.
Yeah, it's definitely not saying.
Yeah, so I would have literally not been able to roll.
Oof. Wow, he's so bad at this.
One command.
But
I'll say
Go be a
this
pusher,
Axe's comment on the side there. It's like, well, that's how you guys do complimenting.
Mm.
She's real good at like logistics, coordinating people and stuff. She has quite a lot of dice in Inspire and Intimidate.
Yeah, I have nothing in particular. And I'll make polite conversation, polite comments, a jab here and there.
Like I said, the general gist you get is that like her passion, her hobby, whatever you could say, is like, well, she enjoys writing, and that's incorporated in a lot of what she does. Generally, it is the kind of like getting out there, exploring, looking around at stuff, you know.
Well, I dare say she hasn't had much opportunity to explore Teine. There's a lot to see there.
There's a lot to find in Teine.
So yeah, that's if I don't know for sure if this is how Inos's brain works, but if he's already planning on like, cute dates for the betrothed, like there's lots of weird places you can go in Teine. Talk about explore standing stones, get up at some mountains.
Or would.
It's probably not a romantic date to go to Lorelei Rock, but would be exciting.
Honestly, I feel like Nerissa would prefer exciting over romantic.
Honestly,
I have the same
from the
vibes.
vibes I'm getting, I think she'd prefer a mixture.
Well, anywhere can be romantic if you're with your boo.
I don't think
Nerissa's
that's true.
definitely not the type who will like say no to like flowers and candlelit dinners, but like if ninjas could jump in through the windows during the candlelit dinner and then you have to fight them, that's probably a great time for her.
And then she's like,
that's the
aha!
vibe she
Rips the
gives.
side of her skirt and pulls a sword out of nowhere.
You know those scenes in animes where they go on like a romantic date to a theme park and then be attacked by assassins during it? That's what she wants.
How long you guys had theme parks? We're still like 100 years from them inventing the roller coaster.
Actually, not technically correct. Theme parks were around in like the 1400s.
Yeah, they were called fairs.
Yeah, fairs.
I don't know if that's necessarily the same as a theme park. But, yeah, no, sure. Honestly, Nerissa will probably have a lot of quote-unquote fun with us. We probably have a lot of administration and logistical work we need to take care of back in Teine. And,
Because I think the only one of us that's good at logistical or administrative work is Logesh.
I mean, yeah, I focus entirely on being a statesman.
Yeah, no, the Leslok talks the talk of a politician. He does not have the skill set of a middle manager. Is I guess how to put it. He at least at this time, I do not believe Leslok has any the administrative skills of a lord. He has the fight and die men.
I have some
Give me your
haggle, I have
money,
some
men.
inspire, but it's mostly
Excuse me, Jesus.
I have like 9 dice in basic politics.
Yeah, you like I said, you've got the skill set of a politician, not a bureaucrat. Not to say that Nerissa is necessarily a bureaucrat either, because she's the lady of a castle, but it's a more specific skill set. She's got Tactics 3, Strategy 2, and a few other things.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I guess I should mention from like conversational pieces that like at this time anyway, Nerissa doesn't have any fascinate herself. She's all graces and a decent amount of lie. I'm not sure how this girl got lie 3 in this kit, but
I think when you're a noble's daughter, you learn to lie.
Honestly, that probably is it. It's probably from her background dealing with the highborn people is where some of that lie came from. So like she's charming, she's graceful. I don't want to say she's like a boring conversationalist, but Inos definitely gets the impression that like because she's the 5th princess, she doesn't usually have to work too hard to like impress people in social conversation. More like just
Bitch, I'm the 5th princess. Who are you?
usually other people are trying to impress her, so she's just kind of like, yes, fascinating.
Well, I'm not trying to impress. I'm just trying to get to know my cousin's betrothed better. And what I've learned is that she is probably gonna have a hell of a time shaping up our lands and getting ready to fight Monstrum this winter. Boy, howdy. Do you think Nerissa would want to actually be out there on the lines fighting Monstrum with us?
Probably depends what kind of monster.
Empathy roll.
Yeah, I will roll an empathy roll. Will Nerissa want to be out there with us, or she want to be in the back like doing something else? I'm curious. What is my empathy? 6?
My guess is yes.
My guess is yes too, but
We'll get along.
It's one of those good things when you ask these questions to be like, well, let's see if you can figure this out. 2s, lots of 2s.
3 2s.
Yeah, I could have her roll lie, but she's not really probably not really trying to hide this because I don't think that you rolled some fascinate earlier, so like I think she's probably like. Sorry, I'm thinking of the phrase. Her guard is not up. Is I guess I would phrase that.
Mm-hmm.
Like so you can sneak a read in even if it is a relatively low height. Crazy on your width today though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I feel comfortable revealing. Hey, so Nerissa's craving I have phrased as hunt sick dracones,
Oh.
which is the here there be dragons. Yeah, no, she would absolutely love to be on the front lines. That's the thing she doesn't get to do as the fifth princess is like get out on the forefront. So no, she absolutely would love to actually get out there and do practical physical things.
Well, that's
For better or worse.
for better or worse, but that just means that we may have to plan. Well, actually, when is she going to be coming to the castle? Is that after the marriage or before the marriage? I'm pretty sure after the marriage, right?
Yes.
And the marriage probably isn't until what, next year at least?
You guys have not locked in a date for sure. So
Mm.
I'm not actually sure where. I don't know what Leslok's pre-plannings are for.
I don't know if we do it this year, but it probably could put it this year. But like, I feel like we put a lot of things in this year already.
Well, we still got plenty of fucking time. Honestly, our fall is completely fucking open. Well, not completely fucking open, because we got to worry about bringing in the harvest, and we need to get our monstrum nest hunting
Get out.
done.
Hunt
And I have to make a
down.
mechanical chess set.
Because if
That's
we do
for
not,
summer work
if we do
speeds or
not
something,
clear out as many nests as we can before the winter comes, we're gonna have a bad winter. But other than that,
Have a bad time.
gonna have a bad time. Uh,
at least in real life, there's definitely a kind of like I'd have to do further research for when it is, but it seems like summer to early to mid fall is kind of like peak wedding season in real life. And I'm sure there's a reason for that I can't get into in the middle of the episode, but that may be an idea to plan for a fall. That would still be like, yes, it's depending on the exact, because I'm not keeping a calendar score. We're either still spring 1 or we're now like the first couple of days of spring 2. So you're talking about technically like 6 months down the line at least.
I feel safe to say we're in spring too. We spent like a week in there, weeks on the boat, a week in the capital, more days.
So we're probably in like the first couple of days of the second month of spring.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Still, that's a decent amount of time. That would be a auspicious and appropriate time, but that obviously planning and pulling off a royal wedding is a whole thing. So that's something to keep in mind in your pockets.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to step away real quick.
Yeah,
You guys feel free to think about that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about that one. After we're probably gonna be burning our budget getting ready for a summer court. We probably can't pull off a royal fall wedding. Probably not.
I mean, there with a wedding, there's usually there should be a dowry to be considered. That would be after the actual wedding, but Nerissa should bring cash money, artifacts, and like servants with her to help kind of fill out her place in the household, so it's not a complete burden.
That might.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause down the recording and be right back.
That might help a bit, actually.
All right, but with that, yeah, I don't think I necessarily have anything else to bring up to Marissa. So I'm gonna just make polite chit chat, get to know her better, talk about me, probably talk a lot about me, talk about the lads, the boys, maybe some of the
More
stupid
importantly, me.
maybe some of the stupid shit we've gone up to. I'll definitely bring up like monstrum hunting and whatnot because we did, hunt those 2 wargs before coming here, fighting pirates. Give her more details on the raid that we did.
And I do believe that he didn't plan it that way, but kind of the one of the things that Leslok brought to give to Nerissa was he also used some of your warg fur.
Did he give it to her already? I don't remember.
I don't. I know
recall.
I think you had you thought about like a fur trimmed coat or a scarf as well, but I don't remember if that kind of got put to the back because you were like, nah, I gotta hit me up with this pin.
I think they just forgotten because other things were a lot of things happened in the meantime.
Yeah, I know. I think we decided to take your gift from a 5 to 100. The original scale was 10, but we said nay.
Yeah.
Nay.
But yes, so well, other than that, you guys are having I won't call it a pleasant ride, but it's not the worst.
Mhm.
As we've brought up, you guys are from Teine. The weather in Norland can be a lot worse. Especially when you get like snow and stuff involved. But does anybody else have any other scenes or vignettes they wish to do?
Don't think so.
I've got nothing planned for Logesh in the rain.
Konrad at least probably spent at least
Logesh in the
a little bit of
rain.
his time with the lamplighters, keeping their spirits up and stuff.
I gotta be honest. For the same reasons we've discussed, their spirits are probably not that downturned by this.
Yeah.
They're definitely keeping warm because they are probably lighting some of the proverbial lamps, though. But yeah, you maybe ride a little towards the back of the formation to hang out with them in the cart.
Yep.
All right. Hey, I gotta get your castles on. You guys haven't even. I don't even think you bothered to like glance at the castle off Lorelei Rock.
Not yet.
You just acknowledged it existed.
Yeah.
My mission is actually to scout out the castle there, so
Nice.
when we get back.
Well, we'll get you there. Probably about 3 or 4 hours in. As you normally would be much farther, but it is still like slower going. You have to take the horses at a more sedentary pace. The wagons and carriages have to be a little carefuler because you don't want to get bogged down in the mud. If you do get stuck, that means that probably like the lamplighters and some of the other soldiers and staff have to come along and hook the wagon wheel out of the thick mud. But as you're coming across, I've mentioned before that a couple of the full escort you have is the prince rates brought about 10 of his blood shields with him. A few of them have ridden ahead entirely, like set out at a faster pace early in the morning before you even left. But usually a couple of them are riding in front. So basically, they call back to you to slow up and ride ahead because it does look like there are a couple of carts in the road. So, they kind of like signal back so you guys slow and maybe even get ready to stop as they, ride out front to see what's up. Sorry, fighting my nose for a second there. How do you feel about all of this?
Well, unfortunately, I am a curious sort, so I will probably ride on ahead as well.
All right, you scooch a little towards the front of the group. Anybody else? Any particular thoughts or actions?
Hearing back what's going on, Konrad will stay with the lamplighters in the back, like keeping an eye that there's not like an ambush or anything.
Yeah, it's usually one of two options. Either the cart is broke down or they're blockade because someone's going to fucking ambush us.
All right.
You can tell if it's an ambush if they send a very downtrodden-looking child after us. That's probably an ambush.
At least at first glance, there are no people involved with the carts.
Okay, this is definitely an ambush.
I'd want to investigate, but I shouldn't be at the front of it, so.
I will actually dismount.
All right, Nicola, dismounts his horse.
I'm not going towards it. I'm just dismounting.
All right. So, Leslok, you think you'd kind of be towards the, not like riding ahead like Inos, but be towards the front of the group?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be in the exact front, but I'd at least be wanting to look into it.
Okay, so you probably cluster up, like I said, towards the front of the train with the prince and Agave Cheval and even Nerissa. And I assume that Logesh is going to be, sticking with you.
Yep. That's good. I was actually going to say that when you finished talking.
All right. In that case, Inos, you give me your choice: sense plus sight or scrutinize to look at the thing.
Well, it's gonna be the same no matter what. So.
Alas, there's a couple carts in the road.
Can I hear anything?
You can go ahead and roll a hearing. Sure. While you are looking, without needing any additional stuff, it looks like there's one cart that was carrying a load of lumber. The other was just a traveling cart, very similar to the peasant wagon you guys got.
Mm-hmm.
There don't appear to be any immediately obvious people or animals with the carts. Yeah, you got 4s. Yes, I think this is the best way to handle. You've succeeded without giving away too much. Inos, you keep an ear out. Like you said, you see, a couple of the like I said, uniformed blood shields like right up to the carts, like dismount and start poking around. You don't really hear anything over the rain and the probably not too distant river, because it is the river road you're following, so the river's probably within earshot.
Yeah.
But that means that you don't hear, people crying out in distress, animals braying, or anything. It sounds like just abandoned carts. Conrad, I would like you to make me a knowledge plus tactics roll.
Can I head over towards Alias?
Yeah, you'll be going a little slower because you are, walking and presumably drawing your horse with you.
Yeah.
Ah, good. Tactics, the one I have.
Yes. It is actually tactics to spot an ambush.
I did not get anything, though.
Womp womp. In that case, you are not. You're a little behind, so I think it makes sense. But yes, right about this point is when, kind of out of the nearby shrubbery, because I didn't mention it, but you're probably following like small stands of trees or tall grasses along this road. Natural clearance. There's probably a couple of ditches for drainage and at points as well. Probably about 10 or so gentlemen. Boiled leathers, cheap travelers' cloaks, scarves across their faces, pointy hats. Looks like a few of them wielding crossbows pop up out of the shrubbery and announce, "Stand and deliver your purse."
We'll start laughing.
Oh, we got a funny one, eh?
How many blood shields do we have with us again? Hold on.
Well, they're kind of scattered around. Like a few of them are overhead, and remember, several of them were sent to ride the road before.
Oh, fair enough. I throw a knife at the one in front.
Okay.
Oh,
Nicola makes it combat.
yes, he does. Okay.
Sense order. The about 10 or so highwaymen at threat 2 will declare first. They're slightly confused and befuddled, so they're going to focus all of their efforts on riddling Nicola full of crossbow bolts.
Yeah, that's fair. My thought was if we scare them off, they're just going to rob and possibly hurt someone else.
Well,
'Cause he
you
could have
will
talked to
live with your
Salafa.
decisions for later. Anybody? I don't think any of you guys are sense 1, right?
No,
No.
No.
All right, sense 2. Sense 2s.
that's
Mhm.
me.
The usual gang.
Yep.
So the sense 2 brothers. All right, what do ye declare?
Well, shit.
Keeping in mind, Enos, you are still on horseback, but you are probably, I want to say probably like 10 or 15 feet in front of the core group.
Well, this ain't a combat trial made, so if I pull the arquebus and fire, actually, what happens?
I would probably. You're asking like with your horse, right?
Yeah. Would I have to like
probably
make a
have
ride
you
check?
roll a ride roll after. Not as a multiple action because you're stopped,
Mhm.
but I probably would have you make an action to prevent it from bolting on following turns.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, no, then what's the penalty for drawing? Is there
Reduces your width by 1 for speed.
if I was to like attack in the same round though?
Yes.
If I was just to draw and aim and shout, you don't want to do that. Would that be more of just an intimidate?
Yeah, there'd be no penalty to roll intimidate,
Okay.
and you could safely draw as part of that.
Yeah, so Inos will draw the arquebus, aim at the guy who spoke, and says, "You aren't gonna want to do that."
All right, you'll be rolling intimidate.
Yes.
Logesh.
We've got some generic guards with us, right?
Yeah, you've got comrades with your lamplighters way in the back. They're probably, like I said, a good, and again, another good like 20-ish paces from you right now.
Would it be tactics or strategy to yell out, get in formation, we've got an ambush?
That will be tactics or inspire, but probably for you tactics.
Yes, I would like to roll tactics for that. Is that alright?
Yeah.
Okay. I will remain on the horse for now.
Are these unworthies?
Oh, wait, if I've got enough actions, I might as well just draw my buddies.
You can draw without taking a penalty on a non-fighty roll. It's specifically if you try to draw an attack in the same turn, your speed is reduced.
Yeah. But that is what Logesh should be doing. What were you gonna ask, Dallas?
Sorry, are these unworthies?
Yes.
Okay, I will call Flight of Doves to attack twice, which technically lets me attack 6.
I don't know if those are supposed to overlap that way.
No. House of Flying Hairpin specifically says you can use this with Flight of Doves.
Let me double check the wording on that. And which sense are you, by the way, Nicola?
I'm sense 2.
Okay, you are also 2. All right.
Yes, I am also 2.
It's not even the. I pulled up my doc and then head back over to the fucking Dramatis Personae for some reason. Foreseen as touch. Okay. If you're doing nothing but attacking, you suffer no penalty. Okay. Okay, yeah, so you can declare. You are correct. That is indeed what is meant. You can declare multiple attacks.
Yeah, I'm only declaring 2 attacks, but it would technically hit 6 if they both hit. 3 apiece. Because they're unworthies. Only because they're unworthies.
And just to be clear, you own 6 knives, right?
Yes, I own.
Okay.
Let me see. I have this written down. I own 12 steel knives. I'm not using my orichalcum daggers for this.
Okay. That's good. That is actually in the notes. You have to be able to own enough knives that you can actually
Yes.
throw them.
No.
So, by the way, this gets started by Nicola throwing back his raincoat and just pulls out an anime amount of knives to throw at these guys.
Dude, I have so many pockets on my outfits. It's not even funny. Yeah, no, yes, literally.
Well, Dallas said that he kept track of all those knives.
Yeah, I got
have
these
asked
knives
before to
we
keep his
left
track.
to
The
cabin.
12 seems like a lot. I feel like we probably should have brought up when you bought those extra knives sometime, but I know that you have been keeping track of how many knives you've got.
I could tell you exactly where I bought them.
Okay, where?
It was the city, I can't remember the name. It's where Lucy is from.
Okay.
Bident?
Yeah, the Bident.
Bident. Yeah.
That was quite a number of sessions ago, so I would not remember if you stocked up on knives there.
That's where we left trying to port, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy?
Yes.
Okay, yes. No.
Hey, guess who's also sensed too? Narissa Pettyroy. She's gonna use Strike the Tail to just huck her spear at a guy.
Okay.
For reasons we have very recently established in this conversation. Sense 3s. Nobody? Bueller?
Oh, I want to make an amendment. I do not have 12 steel knives. I have 10 steel knives and 2 orichalcum knives.
Okay. Doing his math. Well, you're executing 6 attacks. That's enough knives. All right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to be careful if this lasts another round.
Yeah. No shit. Okay, so nobody at sense 3. Sense 4.
Be Konrad.
All right. What do you want to be doing, Konrad?
Konrad will. Let's see. Logesh gave orders to the lamplighters already, right?
Yep.
Yeah, haven't voted for it yet, but yeah.
All right. Konrad will get off his horse and begin advancing towards the brigands. I'll declare a 1 dodge action.
Yes. I think you still take a -1 die, even though it's not a roll to get off your horse, because it's
Yeah,
there's
that's
an
fine.
esoteric path for like speed horsing.
Speed horsing.
But yeah, you can get a dodge.
Similar to bear catting.
God damn it.
All right, that's it.
All right. Sense 5 or 6?
5.
Okay. Well, let's use.
I left out the carriage, so I think. So how are we surrounded right now?
I think. Well,
Not quite surrounded, but more like from
Blocked
the in the innermost side of the road, basically out of the brush, ditches, shrubs, etc. About 10 of these guys popped out, and you're blocked off from the front because there's a couple of carts in the road. And you can't go too far off the other side of the road because that turns into a river.
Hmm.
so they got a nice. They got
you're,
a good.
you're mostly boxed in, but not
Yeah.
entirely boxed in.
Yeah, we're not surrounded, but we're boxed in.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it. In modern small unit tactics, they've kind of killboxed you a little.
Yeah.
But currently, they are using the entirety of that kill box to box Nicola.
Well, let me hope if I can get my damn intimidate off. Maybe I can make them not.
So yeah, you're on a road that is following a river, and off to the left-hand side, there's a bunch of guys with crossbows.
Actually, how does intimidate work?
Mathematically speaking, there's about to be less guys with crossbows, but
I think it counts as a morale attack.
yeah, basically, you will intimidate, and then whatever your value is.
Oh yeah, my height isn't my height the level of it, and then my width is how many I affect. I think it is. That's what it should be, but honestly, they could be fucking weird about it. Hang on. Pull it up real quick.
I mean,
Threaten.
not really, Loth. Konrad doesn't have his armor on at all.
Also, he doesn't actually have a blunderbuss. That'd be great right now. Threaten
No.
is command plus intimidate with no penalty. You create a morale attack equal to the width of your success. Period.
Oh, so it's the width.
Yeah, just the width of your attack is a morale attack.
So
But
you want-
it does not. However much the way the morale attack works is that however many, assuming you beat threat 2, which is their threat, that's however many guys go home. Whereas, for instance, attacks will only remove 1 guy per.
Man, I should just get fucking God, what's the spell?
Terrify?
Terrify, yeah. Just be like, leave.
Fires.
Morale attack is used. The number of unworthy equal to the morale attack's ratings cut and run, so long as it's that. Yeah, so so long as your width is 2 or better, because it's meet or exceed. Your width in number of guys are just like, nope, going home. So yes, Leslok, what should you want to do?
I think I'm just gonna. I guess I'll. Fuck. It's about 10 dudes, right?
Yes, there are
Okay.
10 threat 2 men.
Axe, I'm gonna make a suggestion. I know it might weird you out, but you are the Marquis. You are not necessarily a combat character. You don't have to do anything. You have your
I
lamplighters.
did type in the notes that Agave and Alias are just drawing for their round at Sense 3.
Yes. There's the lamplighters
You
here,
could
there's the blood shields, there's all your
Yeah, I was
clothing.
thinking. I was just thinking, do the same. I was just gonna draw and make sure, like, there is a direct. There's people between me and the actual like bandits.
No, if these weren't mooks,
I mean,
I would not.
I will say that to you, Axe. People between you would be just Logesh, I think, at this point. You said you're not at the very front, but you're towards the front, so you're kind of in a cluster with
Yeah.
the other major NPCs in this train.
I'm just gonna draw. I will draw the pepper box that's mine.
Okay, you draw a pepper box. All right. And you guys know that you don't need to be declaring, parries and stuff because, like I said, the highwaymen are bamboozled and thus are focusing all their aggro on Nicola for this go.
I guess
Yes.
I didn't do the dodge then. Oh, well.
Actually, yes.
Although
that's
I
true.
am wearing some of my armor, so I should point that out to you, Omega.
That'll be important when I make this roll. Everybody else who's rolling, roll dice.
Rolling dice. Oh, hey! Wow, I am on fire with my, with.
Ooh, that's going to be a lot of headshots.
3 4s.
With my master die, I'll get a 10.
Jesus!
I shout good.
We are hot fire!
All right. Okay. So we start resolving. At 3 10s, which makes sense. Logesh barks out orders. So as Konrad, you're dismounting and jogging forward. The lamplighters are like, oh shit, and then they immediately drop into to standard formation. So they half of them, crouch down, the other half stand over them, and they are now in an orderly firing line and can, next round, fire wildly if it's needed. Let me see. Yeah, I think... Actually, no, I was wrong. 4 threes. So technically, the Bandito Burritos go first. So, at 4x3, because I didn't realize there was a 4th 3 in there, Nicola, your shot.
Yes.
Let's see, that'll be light crossbow, so that's
3 is
what, within
leg,
killing?
correct?
No, 1 and 2 are the legs. 3 is one of your arms. Right arm?
Is it my right arm?
Yeah.
They miss. Or my prosthetic takes damage in that case. I have a right arm.
Now I need to go double check how the disadvantage lost limb works, because I'm pretty sure that doesn't get you not getting hit bonuses.
I believe we
We've
talked
done
about
this
before,
before,
and
I
it
think
just
it goes
goes. No, I believe it just goes directly to your torso.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be a disadvantage necessarily.
Gains to your neck, can't fail, you don't use both arms. The damage goes
So the
straight to your
prosthetic-
torso. Yes.
Okay. Then it's
So
4 to
you
the
take
torso?
4 killing to the torso.
Well, no, I take 3 killing to the torso.
Now you've armor 1. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Thunk, thunk, thunk. That does remove a die from one of your sets. You get to pick which set, though.
I will have it break the 5 sets because I don't need it.
All right.
Let's take out the 3s.
Then Logesh.
Oh
is,
yeah, I guess I'll take it out of it. Doesn't matter. I'm not using 2 of the sets.
Yeah.
I should have cleared 3, and then I would have just killed most of them.
Then indeed, Logesh does the shout, and then I think it's going to be the 4s from Inos.
Yeah.
You also forgot to roll for
No, I was
Narissa.
just pulling up the roll for Narissa. That's her spear plus coordinate. So, nope, almost typed roll. Caught it though. Wow, very
You did.
minimum. All right, so that'll be towards the end. All right, and then so as we said, at 3x4, Inos, you whip up your arquebus, you lock the hammer in place and say, you don't want to be doing that. At which point, like I said, three of them, three out of the 10, just immediately, realize they've dumped their crossbows into a single man. And there is a whole squad of musket wielding gentlemen in the back, and they go, "He's right," and they just say, "It's not worth it." Crossbows into the dirt. They dive into the brush. They're gone.
I think I'm next.
Yes, I think your 2x10s and then your 2x7s will resolve. So.
Yes.
Make sure that I'm adjudicating mine own rules correctly, as I am slightly brain blasted right now.
That's fair.
So let's see. House of Flying Hairpins. Take a multiple opponents. When you successfully attack a group of unworthy enemies, you hit up to an additional 2.
2
additionals
for each attack.
All right.
So
yes,
6 are down. Well, assuming they don't have armor.
It doesn't matter for unworthies. That's accounted for in their threat. You've
fair.
rolled enough sets so that their sets are higher. So it's not quite a mutual kill, but it's pretty close to it. As like I said, you are, I think, for flavor, filled with like 3 crossbow bolts in the chest. You just rapid fire like Huck, a fistful of knives and then a second fistful of knives, and thunk thunk. 6 of these guys, after, Enos yells at them, 3 of them have left. 6 of them just
And then the last
drop
one
dead
is about
with
to
knives
get
in the
shish
chest.
kebabbed by a fucking spear.
Yes, actually. Then we roll to the bottom of the round, and the last guy standing, who's just looking around at his men dead on the ground or fleeing, and it's just like, what? And then just, again, even though it's the worst roll she could do, Nerissa just, uses strike the tail and just throws a spear at this guy. Thunk. Oh. Ugh. All right.
Well, that was a quick
You've
combat.
won. Good job, team.
All right, so I need everyone to come help me in beating up Dallas. Or Nicola.
Yes, I need to have a moment about. Yes, but remember your place.
I mean, think about beating up as I feel like.
Yeah, I know he got 3 crossbow bolts. I'm not gonna physically beat him up, but he's about to get a fucking earful.
We could pull them out. Actually, that's a terrible idea.
No, don't do that yet.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, no.
By the way, I should clarify. I didn't want to interrupt the flow of combat. Alias, drew his side sword. When Agave drew, she reached for her carbine.
I was like, she gonna reach for her Glock.
Yeah. She probably keeps in stirrup the carbine drawn, fixed in the direction of those 3 guys that ran off. As the lamplighters stay also focused in that direction. The blood shields who were up at front looking at this cart situation, rush back to be next to the crown prince. Inos, you're gonna start riding back towards Nicola.
Yeah.
Nicola, how do you feel right now?
Not great. But wait, actually, are any of the guys alive and unconscious? Am I that lucky?
No.
No. You used weapons that
Aim
do
for the
killing
throat.
damage. They're dead.
Aim for the throat.
Inos is gonna basically ride up on Nicola, cursing vehemently and deep speak, and only switch over to Common to tell him to get off his horse and get in the carriage.
Nicola was off his horse already.
I'm already off
He
my horse.
dismounted.
Yeah, but it's like
Okay, so I'm gonna mark down 6 knives.
Wait, well,
Because I don't think you're gonna let me go back for this.
Well,
these
these guys are all here. Like Nerissa will rapidly dismount and get her spear back.
Yeah. Enos is in a bit of a fury, so he will he'll go snap at a couple of light letters to go search the men and get the good doctors, whatever our fucking term is, our fucking XP in this world is, get his knives and tell Nicola carriage.
That's fair. I'll go into the carriage, start treating this. I will obviously not take the bolts out yet because I can't get into a place with scalpels yet, so just going to mostly stem the bleeding.
Well, I mean, if you lay down on the carriage, if we don't move and you lay down on the carriage bench, it's probably as best you're going to get, buddy.
Yeah, your sister, by the way, is very concerned for you. She, probably immediately sits down to help staunch the bleeding, Nicola. Let's see.
I should be fine as long as nothing else
You're
happens.
full of crossbow bolts. That's not very fine at all. What were you thinking?
Honestly, I have no idea. I considered a complete lapse in error and judgment. I honestly can't think of why. It's almost like a fucking shonen anime ran through my head, and I don't know why I just did that.
Just play the fucking Naruto meme with the what was that opening? Silhouette. It's the Naruto running one. Just like, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, no, I can't justify that at all, so I won't try.
That's honestly. That's okay for Nicola's character. He just did a snap judgment, and now we're like, Nicola, why did you do that? That was very dumb. And he's like, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It mostly worked, except for me being shot.
In the meantime,
it did work in that meant that you tanked all the aggro.
It worked for Nicola's goals. I don't know how much my family was happy about the results.
No.
It's like, why does everyone keep getting shot? Enos,
Usually it's mostly me. I just want to point that out. It is mostly me.
I just
games
stabbed.
get dumb prizes.
Yes, you get stabbed.
By the way, these wagons, are they broken down or just?
Well, you're gonna have to double back and check that out. So
Yes, Inos will.
because I want to address some things. Because Konrad spoke to the crown prince. The crown prince probably sits for a second and is like, no, I don't think we should pursue too far. We should turns to the blood shields and waves them off a little as he's unhurt. Sheathes his sword. Let's have the men screen that side of the road while we deal with these carts, though.
Yeah,
Konrad will
are
nod
they?
and move forward to help with carts.
Well,
So you roll up to the carts to examine them
Mhm.
as the lamplighters recover Nicola's knives and dump these guys' pockets. They are not actually in that much disrepair. The like normal traveling wagon, it looks like shabby and beat up, and like maybe the wheels are out of alignment, but they roll. Physically, you've just got to like set it upright. The lumber wagon's a little tougher because there's the piles of cut lumber in the road. But is otherwise in fine condition. If you had to guess without making any kind of informed rolling, the highwaymen just used the fact that there were 10 guys to just nick a couple of wagons and flip them over manually.
So if I use Shatter the Soul, god damn, I could destroy the traveler's wagon, but the other one would just have a bunch of lumber that would just fall onto the ground.
Yeah, it's full of half full of lumber. The other half of it's dumped out on the road. So yeah, no. You could physically destroy the traveling wagon and make it a pile of rubble. But the other one, you'd still have to deal with all the lumber.
It'll save us time. So Inos will place his hand on the traveler's cart, say a sharp word.
Konrad winces.
Mm-hmm.
More so from what the word means than anything else.
Just shouts, break!
Yes.
2 9s.
Yep.
Hey, so by the way, this means that everybody who's not preoccupied with Nicola, which is most of you, gets to see Inos punch a cart in half.
Oh, so that's what happened to that table that one time.
As you just do a sharp strike and like I think just like the baseboard of the wagon like that holds it together just kind of like and the thing just like folds in on itself. All 4 wheels just magically fall off, and just like.
I don't remember if it's thing, but did you shatter the soul of like of Mariposa's door when we went there? I forget if you did.
Yeah, I did, but I don't think anyone
I think
saw.
he punched one of the. Yeah, I don't think anyone was there for that, but he did punch a door.
Listen, Shatter the Soul is Shatter the Soul is great.
I don't usually.
Inanimate objects get fucked.
Sorry, I don't usually do this. Can I make the argument that was my missing limb complication coming into play? Because if I'd been shot in the arm, I have armor 3 on my arms.
Oh, I think you should get your EXP, yes, because it moved to your torso, which is much more important.
Which has armor 1.
Well, also, if your torso fills with killing, you die.
Yeah, that's
no. I think
true.
that is technically your disadvantage came up, but
okay.
Also, you have to live with 3 killing in the torso.
I'm rolling to heal myself, by the way, so it heals over the night.
You have to actually take some rest for that to kick in.
No, I know, but I'm just making the roll now, so I don't.
Yeah.
But
well, while you're in there,
Is it dramatic? There's a type of a dramatic thing, but I don't want to say it.
Well, I want to ask Leslok, where are you at right now? Because you were out there.
Yeah.
Nerissa's staying with the group, as like I said, she has to go get her spear back. Nicola is taken back to the cart. That's the Dramatis Personae. That's the wrong document for that.
I'm trying to do this in the most non-horrific way possible.
That was the question. Did you mind if we just, I guess, skim over not you being chewed out by Leslok? Because I feel like you already kind of admitted to your fault.
I mean, you can chew me out if you want. I fucked up. I don't know if Leslok would chew me out right now. I don't know if that's in his personality to do it right now.
No, it's something we need to talk about it, though, just as...
Oh, no, you're definitely... I understand. No, don't get me wrong. I can't justify it. I'm not going to try.
Okay.
It was a dumb idea. I just dumb thought. I'll blame it on the fact that we have had like multiple assassination attempts against us in the last like week.
I mean,
We
that's
have?
a fair assessment. We'll talk about what you find out about those guys later.
Honestly, Leslok's probably gonna, I guess, go to Rissa, just get her when she gets her stuff back, because I think he actually wants to ask her just her opinion on just what should I do in my position right now.
Inos yells for some of the lamplighters, and fuck, he'll even ask the Bloodshields to help him to push this bloody fucking cart.
Konrad
Well,
is
you know,
lifting wood
Conrad's right
like
there,
Sons of
so,
the Forest. So
Yeah.
Conrad, go ahead and roll. Body plus athletics. Yeah. To just scrunkle the cart.
As a note, because if some of the lamplighters don't immediately follow after Enos, Leslok will say to do what he says.
Oh no! Inos is very intimidating. They understand to follow him.
Okay.
They're not taking any guff. They'll start running up. We'll see if they even need to join it. They do probably report to you first when they roll over those guys.
air threes.
Yeah, there's no time pressure on this.
There it is.
Device, so
sorry. Conrad's carrying a log, you say? He's moving them around.
Yep, 2 at a time.
boy. But yeah, so you can easily get the cart, the lumber cart flipped back over, Konrad, and start piling lumber in the back, and the lamplighters will come join you. Which means that the only people in the carriage are Alestra, Aurelia, technically Moira, but I imagine that Moira gets out of the cart to stand guard.
Yeah.
And unless one of you is going to tell him to go back to the cart, Huron's also going to probably pop out and see what's going on, maybe move to the front to help grab lumber.
Yeah.
Which is going to allow this to
Okay.
happen. Hey,
I thought
Nicola.
as much. Yeah.
You heal two shock and 2 killing. Because your sister, as you're walking through healing yourself, just presses her 2 hands onto your chest, and you're magically healed.
Right.
Does the
In
2
case you
shock
didn't know, she can cast Lay on Hands.
does the 2 shock roll into 1 killing?
No.
Okay.
It's
No,
just
it's
within
2 shock,
and
2 killing.
Yeah.
So the 1 killing I have will roll over.
Yeah, so you have 1 killing left, but yeah, she basically in not desperation, because you're not that badly off. They're very because you're wearing armor, the bolts probably penetrated very shallowly.
Yeah.
But
It's
she
not
still has a
fun,
concern and
but-
just lays a hand on you, and there may be a small amount of magical light, and you're healed a little bit.
I was gonna suggest
Thank
this
you very
earlier
much,
as being
dear sister.
kind of dramatic, but yeah.
Suggest what?
Oh, pair of 5s on the eerie check.
Oh yeah.
Actually, let's see. Oh god, do I have that chart handy? Lay on
it's
Hands is an
paranoid,
intensity 1 spell. The radius for that eerie is very short.
They run directly around the cart, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Konrad will just attribute whatever he feels to what Enos just did to the cart.
Yeah.
What's the intensity on Shatter the Soul?
Let me double check that. Actually,
It's gonna be like 5.
it's gonna be 4.
Yeah.
It's 3.
I see because I see because it's
Yeah,
dramatic.
3 is I think that's
a few meters.
No, more than that. It's intensity 3 is maybe 50 feet. People can pick up on that.
It's
It's
a big exponential growth.
Yeah, it's an exponential curve. Like I said, I'll try and track down where that chart is exactly. It's
Gotcha.
if you're casting intensity 5, anybody in the fucking country can make an eerie roll on that. It's miles and miles.
Jesus.
1 is a couple of you got to be real close, 5 or 10 feet.
Yeah.
So the first time I cast Sunder the Soul, everyone in China is gonna know I did that.
Well,
Yeah,
they have the
right.
opportunity to make an eerie roll, but yes, no, the
Yeah.
sorcery,
really
like I
hard.
said, it gets exponentially bigger. So like people will feel the vibes of a fifth intensity spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where was I? Right. The lamplighters, probably the couple of lamplighters who stayed to get start recovering knives, cleaning them off, etc. And they report to you, Leslok, just very simply. Don't look like they get much, sir. Even skinnier than the lot in Barometer. Like you Leslok are reported probably like a couple of coin purses of literal handfuls of low coin, like bronze pen marks and silver half marks.
I was really like what to say. Enjoy it between yourselves, and then I guess look at Elias as being, what's custom what you do with brigands.
Well, Alias gets a slightly ironic look on his face. Well, apart from the the fact that I'm not sure what they were thinking accosting the Crown Prince of the Realm, though admittedly it might be a little hard to recognize me in this weather, accosting the King's Road, especially like that, he points, where the boys or the lads have just about, cleared one of the carts, is punishable by a lot of years. We'll have to send a rider on ahead, or maybe back to Drakesmith, fetch an undertaker. It's not proper to leave bodies out like this, but we can't do much with where we are ourselves.
Mm.
I think the prince does a slight aside look at where, Inos is agitated and probably says to himself, if we'd had the empty cart, that could have been arranged, but it's fine. We didn't need it.
Well, makes you. I will.
I don't know if let me see if Inos hears that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll here.
Well, it's like
it is raining, he's speaking in a like normal conversational tone.
Yeah, you hear it.
After the lumber and stuff is finished, Konrad will approach his brother and the crown prince.
Yep.
Whenever that is.
Yes, fine.
Is...
You can
I
hear
did what Julie say, but
it's like Inos will go, "Oh, Right, your Highness, fine. A cart you want, a cart you shall have." Inos will go over, grab a piece of lumber from the other cart, and go over to the shattered cart, and I will cast Mend the Soul.
God, you just broke. All right, roll it.
That's so funny because but it's like
that's how it works. He's got the raw materials.
Just before I get it,
Stress
like
relief via magic.
Leslok was going to say to Elias that he will talk to Nicola later once we're back. We're actually stationary.
Mend the Soul is like really easy. I think it's like a 1. Hang on, let me double check.
Yeah, it's like a 1 or 2.
We got like 6.
Yeah, Mend the Soul is. It's way easier to spontaneously fix something than just spontaneously be like disintegrating
Or dematerialize.
Yeah, it's funny how fixing things that are broke is usually of less narrative weight than breaking things that aren't broke. To the response, Alias says, "Oh, it's not that he was incorrect, though. How should we say?" Agave chimes in. What? By the way, she has just like carbine braced against her forearm, staring out into the woods this whole time. Foolhardy? Yes, that. Also, I'm sorry because I'm stuffed up. My ability to do different voices as NPCs is slightly affected. I feel like currently Alias and Agave have very, very similar.
I appreciate the effort
tones.
regardless.
Yeah, it's fine. But she says yes, that, but it is not incorrect. I think the Blood Shield captain, with Alias, kind of like. Adjusts his reins and says, "Right, no, it's only too proper. Injured, protecting the crown prince. That's worth normally that's worth a medal or a ribbon. Though
Please no.
I would have picked my battlefield a little better.
Nicola.
Basically, without like me having every NPC chime in on, the general agreement from the group is that what Nicola did was brave but stupid.
Yes.
It was not ethically or morally wrong of him. It was tactically incorrect.
Oh, also, Inos is going to fucking mean mug the guards that have the dead's loot. They're dead now. They get to keep their shit.
Well, the knives were mine.
Yeah, the knives are yours.
No,
I still need them.
they.
I put it. They checked all their shit for anything useful or.
I guess roll intimidate again in that context.
Yeah.
Because Leslok told them that they could keep it. So if you're gonna mug them a little about it,
I wasn't.
Oh, wait.
I was.
Oh wait, no.
I
Then instead, I would say, I will turn my ire on Marquis. It's like, on the Marquis. It's like, your lordship. As much as I don't wish to be a pain upon things, I usually find it in bad taste to loot the dead. So if you could inform your men to maybe return the things, I think Dea Tacita would look more fondly upon you.
No, you make a point. Man, bury it with them once we get them out of here.
Also, Omega, I will make sure to have my chest bandaged before anyone else can enter the cart.
that's fair.
Or try to.
You did roll healing, so you can set yourself up for that. Yes.
Yeah, well, especially now that it's only one killing, I definitely need to bandage it.
Yeah. With that little conversation, I think between Inos and Leslok, Alias kind of once again steps in to like mediate a little and says, "Now, speaking of what we do with brigands, typically when one is sentenced for a crime, their material goods are forfeit. But Inos raises a point that they no longer require them. I believe it is typical to leave any small pocket change with the deceased to handle the funerary costs. I'm sure that the coffin makers and undertakers can find better use of their funding for managing whatever cemetery they find themselves in." Agave probably mutters something under her breath about, could just leave him in a ditch. She's like, no. We can all be civilized about it.
Inos will start dragging bodies to be tossed into the car. He probably can't lift them. He's only body 2. He can drag a body, though.
Yeah, some of
like
these guys
average
are a little
dudes out there.
skinny. What would that be?
Probably athletics, if you're going to make me roll for it.
No, I'm not going to make you roll. I'm thinking about something for them. Yeah, you guys didn't really bother to. Anybody who wants to like, not really psychoanalyze these guys because they're dead, but wants to analyze the situation can roll me their choice: knowledge plus tactics or sense plus scrutinize.
Oh, I'll try scrutinize.
Because one of the things I was going to mention earlier, but we got a little lost in the sauce, was
Sorry.
No, it's not just you. There were several layers to this conversation, and I am a little scattered. The lamplighters don't report that these guys had anything else on them. They just like have another 310s. They have crossbows, loose crossbow bolts, knife.
The rags on their back.
Billy club is not the correct word, but like a sap or club, that kind of thing. Yeah, blackjack.
Stick.
Hatchets, which are, and when I say hatchet, I mean hatchet, like a axe balanced for utility, not necessarily for hitting people.
Well, now I feel even worse about this whole thing.
They were threat 2 for equipment, but they were armed in, a cheap traveler's cloak of like roughly treated leather, terrible bandanas over their face. Logesh, you just, take a tactician's eye. Clearly, these guys had, what would we say, means and opportunity. They had motivation in their mind. They planned a decent ambush, so this was probably not their first time doing this shit. but they definitely do not seem like higher level organized guys. Like the Lamplighter said, they were probably equipped worse than the highwaymen you guys handled way back at the start of the campaign proper, post prologue.
Yeah.
Nicola reacted so fast that unless Dallas like subconsciously did this, I didn't even get to bring it up. I did mention they were threat 2 and describe them. They are armed and appareled very similar to the guys you fought from the Syndicate. These guys are clearly not Syndicate quality goons. Like these are.
I thought they were the Syndicate.
All right. Okay.
So
So he snap judged. That's
my bad.
That's fine. That was a little bit of a red herring. I got you a little.
I was like, assassin.
Assassino.
Well, and that's like I said, why none of the NPCs, like, when Leslok is talk with Nicola, they're like, they don't really want you to punish Nicola because technically he did something that in a normal circumstance is like good, but also again, huge
Nicola
tactical
should also
blunder.
not be the one doing that.
Yeah, I didn't get fucking talk to us. Like, your place is not to make the choice if we kill people.
I mean,
Well,
I can
it's
tell
not-
you right now that it's over. Like, there was going to be some opportunity for multiple ways to resolve this.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't want to immediately talk these guys down, the person who probably would have started shit first would have been Agave.
That's
She
fair.
probably would have
Probably
just
shot
drawn
one.
the carbine and blasted the first man.
No, my plan
I'll
was
be
to
very
talk
honest.
them down. It's like, look at the numbers. That's the Crown Prince over there. Say hello. You are
Yeah,
not.
if I think if Inos had just said, "Hey, idiot, that's the Crown Prince," they probably would have been like, "Well, fuck me."
That's a bad.
Okay.
It's a terrible idea.
And then he was
How,
like,
how
surrender.
about, how about
This
you
is-
go that way and we go this way? All
Yeah.
right, goodbye.
You go that way. I go home.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they would have been like, well, we can, jump into the river if you'd like.
We'll move the blockade out of the way, and this never happened.
I mean, if Inos or any good enough with your social checks. Sorry, there was a weird sound error there. But yeah, no. But yes. So I may have tricked you a little. I made it seem like they were syndicate goons, but they were not. They were just normal everyday guys. With scrutinize, like looking them up and down, Leslok, remembering with your photographic brain powers, like how that sounded for those brief sentences they said, they did sound like they were speaking with like normal Milanese accents, like probably somebody speaking like normal mid-range Crownish, maybe a little bit of a grassy accent. They've got
People of the area.
the coloration of locals, yeah. You guys can probably discuss amongst yourselves that just like, yeah, looks like they were just guys on hard times. They weren't really armed with like heavy gear or training. Could have been, poaching in the area as well. The Crown Prince does kind of note the cart and say, "There's a cart full of lumber here. Hopefully the loggers and carpenters who made it are not too indisposed." We'll have to leave it behind with the bodies as well. Send a runner along. Perry, would you mind running back towards Drakesmith? And the courier lieutenant who's with him, salutes and says, "Don't mind at all, sir." So literally, you'll send a courier back.
All right.
Any other questions or comments in the highwayman scene?
I have an out of character question. It's gonna sound a little weird.
Konrad had something to say.
Can I use Shatter the Soul on a dead body?
Hmm.
I'm
don't
gonna
think
rule
about
you
that.
probably
Say
can
no.
because they're dead.
It's probably not
I don't
pretty.
What's your body plus endurance pool, Enos?
4.
So you probably got a high chance of losing your lunch if you do that.
Because would all the organs like pile up into a pile?
I don't know if it would pile, but it would not be pretty.
It would not be pretty. No, I was assuming that, but it was just those things of like bodies. Bodies do not have souls. They are not alive. Therefore, they are objects. I can shatter
technically
objects.
that is an inanimate object. You could destroy it, but it would probably be gross.
That feels like a taboo. That feels like a taboo even if it's
I do feel like Inos, literally, he didn't want you stealing from the dead. Enos probably doesn't want to desecrate dead bodies either. But it was one of those hypothetical questions about the limits of the spell, and I'm like, yes,
if we ever run into a beached whale plugging somewhere,
we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we get there when we get there.
It'll be good for a siege where if the enemy throws animal carcasses at you, you just get rid of them, turn them into stains. But yes, Konrad, you were going to say something.
The only thing Konrad was going to point out is the fact that the prince did send men ahead, and they didn't report this obstruction, so they literally put it in our paths.
That is true.
Hmm.
He kind of, looks at, pulls out a pocket watch, checks the time. Could just be a thing of timing, but hopefully we'll be able to check in when we get to Kingsbridge.
This is gonna sound weird. I don't think you'll let Nicola do this because he's infirm right now. Can you ask one of the blood shields to check the bodies for tattoos?
The lamplighters would have rustled their targets. They wouldn't have stripped them, but no, obviously visible
Mostly just arms
identifying
and
marks
shoulders
or anything.
Okay, just making sure.
No, like I said, Logesh rolled real good on tactics, and Leslok rolled pretty good on scrutinize. These guys are indeed unaffiliated randos. They are highwaymen. They are bandits. Like Agave brought up, they are probably also poachers. To feed themselves.
Banditos.
This is one of the seasons for it, but not a great plan. You guys probably pull ahead, find a spot to camp for a little bit, eat some luncheon.
Is there a horse? I guess if Nicola's now give me the carriage, I guess I could take you to his horse. I don't know if we spare horses around.
You could ride Nicola's horse.
I'll ride his horse instead.
Just so that somebody doesn't have to pull his horse along.
Yeah. Also, because
Konrad does briefly stop at the carriage, look into glare at Nicola, and then goes back to get his horse.
Oh, don't look very sheepish.
I think actually, let me think.
Logesh is not joining this dogpiling on a Nicola bandwagon. There's already enough people in that wagon.
Mega, what's that we're going to?
I deserve it.
You're going to Pont-à-Lens.
Okay.
I explained my thought process, which was, assassins, kill.
Let's go briefly go to the carriage. Nicola, we will discuss some finer matters when we get to Pont-à-Lens.
Of course, my lord.
Look, my lord, this magical contraption. It can cook anything.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry, since I started using my air fryer again, I've just been having that playing in my head.
So Inos mounts up again, but he's going to be riding a little bit of ways from everyone, and the arquebus is just going to be, laying across the saddle.
Yep.
Just constantly looking out.
Maybe I should get a brigandine to put on.
Yeah, you can suit up. All right, I'm going to take another break.
Break time.
We'll move on.
Moving on.
Pause it up. Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So you move on to first Kingsbridge. So the township of Kingsbridge is built on the crown side of the river. It's a respectable sized township, a little bit bigger than Drakesmith, but not quite, obviously nowhere near as big as Lampclair, but, a fairly robustly sized town. Got some decent sized docks to ship goods up and down the river. Got a little bit of a warehousing district to store those things. You see, several itinerant shops for travelers and merchant folk. There is a militant order, the Order of the King's Bridge, which operates the fort that it's built around and is led by someone who, bears the title of mayor. But the place across the river is much bigger. So The Kingsbridge itself is quite impressive. It's a huge stone bridge. It actually crosses the Heron Search at one of its broader but more stable areas. So where it's nice and deep and usually even. There's not a lot of like rocks to form rapids or anything. The bridge itself is nearly, but not quite, a mile long, and has 4 huge tower checkpoints in it.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna do the steps of fucking faith here.
Not quite that big, though a little about that size. Actually, fun fact, I did some research on like some of the like longer bridges in real life in this style are like 13, towers or major pinions and stuff, and it was like, oh wow, there's some big bridges out there. This is still a pretty impressive one, very solid. It was built with crown funding, but then leased back to Hounce Lancet. The main thing is that as you guys approach, you probably make a courtesy call in on the order, but obviously your plan is to cross the bridge. You are informed, though, that the bridges, the gates are shut.
Oh, great. For what reason?
Oh, you guys are gonna roll up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And as you know, it's still the it's probably around early afternoon by the time you're in, because you guys didn't stop down too long with that other thing. Though it did take you a little while to get it cleared up. It's still raining, but there's a gate guard who's kind of like says, "Sorry, the bridge has been closed by order of Lady Lancet. It's only to be opened upon her order." After a little bit of talking, you notice Agave Cheval kind of like pull the bridge of her cap up and look up, and she's like, "Oi, Charlie, is that you?" "Oh,
The
sorry,
fuck?
miss, didn't see you down there." I mean, kind of in that direction, actually. She's like, "Well, Charlie, I've got the bloody Crown Prince down here. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Corporal Greenfield." "They made it all of you, Greenfield. Well, tell him to get his ass down here and open the bloody gate, or I'll have to go swim the river and open it from the other side." "Oh, sorry, right away, miss." Clunk, 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 clunk. As an aside to, I'm gonna guess probably the closest is Inos. Because I'm imagining you guys kind of clustered on horses in front of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
But to the group, she says to an aside, well, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't enforce anything. I would assume that you guys are probably like, some of you may be looking at her wondering what that was about.
Inos says yes.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but I was like, I shouldn't assume.
Popped eyebrow.
So as an aside, she says, kind of takes her hat off and shakes some of the rain off and says, "When I was 14, I ran away from home and pretended to be a spear carrier by dressing up as a boy. Lasted half a season. You would be surprised the amount you see. If it weren't for mine own kin," she actually spares a glance for, I forgot what his name was off the top of my head, but it's her uncle is actually the captain of Alias's Blood Shields, one of the Lancets, actually. Gives an aside, hadn't spotted me and called me out to mother.
Inos just kind of barks out a bit of laughter and stifles it.
Yeah.
Lady Cheval, you are truly a character to play.
Yes, literally a spear carrier. Ah!
Truly, a Midsummer's Night Dream.
I kick.
Logesh dies as he is shoved into the river.
Yes, I was about to say I kick him into the river.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't know who
I
our
assume it'd be a
equivalent of
landmine.
Shakespeare would be.
Yeah, I
And
don't know, you
landmine
probably have
appears
some
beneath
classic-
Logesh.
theater and
Yeah.
poetry, but I haven't really thought about the authors yet.
Good
But yeah,
chance
no.
here.
Yeah. So she might say a little bit more. You joke about it being a spear carrier. Yeah, she became worked as a spear carrier and cupbearer for a couple of months before being caught out. But she did make it to be whatever the equivalent position of like squad leader was.
Rad.
Nice.
Keep him with the lads at a time. So yeah, after you wait for the couple of minutes it takes them to the gate open. And yeah, a couple of guys in Lancet livery come down, and he's like, "Oh, terribly sorry, terribly sorry, man, terribly sorry, man." Invites you into the gatehouse. So you get out of the rain. You probably park the carriage and let people out for a stretch. And basically, Corporal Greenfield explains that, terribly sorry, miss, but your lady mother and the rest of the Cheval party arrived late in the night last night. Lady Lancet had the bridge closed then and hasn't got around to ordering open yet. So there's probably, you guys have a few moments to kind of, hem and haw to yourselves. Agave kind of, folds her arms for a sec, taps her foot and says, turns to the blood shield and says, "All right, someone get me a royal banner and a bugle." I'll ride ahead to each gate and call the signal for a princely arrival. When you hear the bugle, move to the next gatehouse. It should be open by the time you get there.
Inos will pop up. Should anyone accompany you?
It's not required. There's no need. Keep yourselves out of the rain. I don't think anyone will question me crossing the bridge.
No.
So yeah, if one of you did want to ride up a little,
Inos is gonna ride
she's
up.
technically offering to go solo so that you're out there. And she's she kind of just shrugs her shoulders and says, "All right, suit yourself."
Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
be
it's
useful. Throws you a banner.
Hell yeah!
Hold this.
Excellent.
Yeah. Logesh cannot go. He is duty bound to Leslok's side.
Thank you.
Yeah, so basically, the main party, you guys sit at each gatehouse until you hear Agave Cheval, blow whatever the bugle signal for, "Hey, Crown Prince arriving." Because there would be like official, formal like trumpet and bugle calls for these kinds of things. So whether that's like, a version of like your national anthem or whatever, like a specific music piece or just a specific signal, but when you hear that, to start rolling across the bridge to get to the next gatehouse, and by the time you arrive, the gates are open. What Inos sees, and you provide support holding high a royal banner, which would be what's the actual? I think it's a blood red dragon on a field of white.
Sounds about right.
Or Welsh.
Yeah, the house colors of the heraldry is the dragon, and it's blood red and white. So yeah, no, it's sanguine dragon upon white field. Honestly, very recognizable. Very easy to pick out at a distance. Actually thinking about like how much armor you have on. It's about a mile across of river, and it is raining right now, but you guys have swum up and down the bay before, so. But yeah, no. Basically, with little interference, they slowly start the process of opening the gates. Because strictly speaking, while Lady Lancet is the head of a banner house, she ranks lower than a crown prince. So they know to open the gate. And also, generally, it seems like when the local guards recognize, Agave Cheval, who's Lady Lunsett, Lady Alara Lunsett, is also her aunt. Her younger brother is Duchess Cheval's husband. So, like, she's clearly well liked in these parts. That they're like, oh, heck, as you say, oh shit, and open the gate. No, I don't think. Inos, you don't have any kind of like engineering skill right now, do you?
No.
You're just goldsmithery.
Oh fuck, let her in.
Some of the rest of you, if you want to be interested, might double check your architecture and stuff, because like I said, this is a big, sturdy stone bridge. You guys have a couple of big bridges where you are, but like I said, this one's got 4 big checkpoints, 4 big
Currently
towers.
not available, so I can't roll.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to roll a skill to just make some observations. Like, you're passing through these gatehouses. They have, like I said, big, probably, treated timber doors. Very fancy. Big gears and counterweights to make them work.
Whoa. So they're based on
this is, like I said, this is the Kingsbridge. It was, the original version was built many generations ago and leased back to House Lunsett.
Oh wait, are these like portcullises?
Yeah. These are probably
portcullis?
portcullises or raising doors.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, when you said gears and weights, I was all like, oh, so they must go up. For some reason, I thought they were being like swung open for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I'd have to double check the engineering. Especially with the towers being tall enough, a portcullis just going straight up, or even a wooden gate going straight up would probably be better.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Because
it might have been because we were originally let into the gatehouse that you thought that they opened up.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe the outermost like doors, like on the actual land side, like open and swing out. But yeah, it would be the inner checkpoints would be like portcullises or other raising doors.
Okay.
Just because, like I said, it's probably easier. What happens if your door swings open and like the hinge doesn't work and your door falls in the river? Don't do that. Sounds bad.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing about portcullises. One of the ropes snaps and one of your counterweights don't move. Now you're just stuck with this giant thing on the fucking ground.
Well, that's when you get a bunch of guys to, try and.
I mean,
this is a very sizable open bridge. There's probably, you would say, like, space enough for maybe 4 or 5 mounted men to travel abreast.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can drive a whole military column down this bridge if you need to.
Well, that's probably why it has so many fucking gates. It's probably a very important military asset, one would consider.
Yes. And
It's
so
also going to mention
you
it's
guys
probably better
are
than defensive asset fails in a closed state than an open state.
yeah. But and eventually you guys are put into Pont de Lance itself, the tip of the spear. This is, though it's a little hard to see with the rain, this is a very sizable, what do I say, robust, river city. There's, sorry, finding my place. Yeah. So there's a big main road, running through the center of town. Even has oil lamps flanking it. It's paved in cobblestones. You guys are passing by high quality storefronts, brick exteriors, broad windows.
Huh.
Because it is a strategic and economic counterpoint city. There is a large. Originally it was a river fort that was built up into the castle of the First Spear, which is the actual, centerpiece of the town. Large star fort starting on a slight hill. There are, either man-made canals or smaller tributaries of the river that intercross cut the city at certain points. So there are some small bridges you got to hop over. Passed by, the shops I mentioned are offering all kinds of goods, practical clothing and leather goods mostly. because it is Cheval lands, but more than a few accessories and jewels, a few artisanal bakeries, handfuls of shops selling a variety of hunting weapons or tools. Not only do you see crafts and styles from all over the Grassy, but also imported from Crown and even a few Eastless imports. And there's a couple of shops which are even claiming to have Lagartian imports, though very, very expensive price point on that.
What are Argentine imports?
Not that far
Silks.
away.
Ooh.
There's a few other species, like certain kinds of citrus grow in the jungles. Probably some other spices and stuff. So, like, yeah, very, very limited imports, very high quality, but yes, expensive.
Yo, I could go for some silk robes. Listen, you can't be decadent and debauchement without, a nice red silk robe to just hang lazily upon your body.
Well, like I said, they got a little bit of it. Obviously, it's already, like I said, early to mid-afternoon, so probably not today, but maybe tomorrow the rain will break.
Yeah, I don't feel like shopping in the rain.
Never time.
You guys roll up to the keep itself. Like I said, cast the first spear. The keep is not without ornamentation. There are banners flying and so on, but still a very, very pragmatic and military base. Large barracks and parade grounds. Inside are like solid furnishings and accents. The interior style of decoration could be from any number of periods in the past couple of 100 years. No, I'll just ask if anybody's keeping their head on the swivel as you go to the castle.
I mean,
What
Inos
do
is a
about
fucking tourist, so he's looking every which way.
Yep. Anybody else though?
Logesh will keep his head on a swivel. Like, actually, keep an eye out because he's got to, protect these dudes.
Konrad would also.
Let's look around, see if anything actually piques my curiosity.
All right. Nicola's being propped up on a pillow, so he's probably not doing much sightseeing, right? Dallas is also still muted. But yeah, so those of you keeping things around, you notice that the keep's very well staffed. You see a large number of liveried, footmen and other servants, decent amount of men at arms, and more than a few knights, out and about doing business rounds, parading, whatever. The castle itself doesn't seem to display much in the way of traditional siege defenses. Their collection of cannons and other engines is mostly small, mostly for display. The fort probably would have and still is an important holding for overall military security, but definitely doesn't seem like they're that focused on holding the city in a military sense these days.
Seems like the bridge is more the focus on the military side of things.
Yeah, and with the bridge, you probably don't need to worry about people trying to knock it down with cannons because then you don't have a bridge.
Yeah.
They need to get across the thing, probably.
And generally, the tone of people there seems to be positive, as as mentioned before. Duchess Cheval is there. She's her party was leaving the capital and coming back, and now they're getting a princely visit as well. So you guys are let into the main hall of the castle, and not introductions, but greetings go around. Lady Elara Lancet is here, and also obviously Duchess Cheval is still staying, and she's got herself, her husband. Agave's younger brother Ekther is here, and there's a couple of other young lords and her advisors who you may have met before around. By the time you arrive, Lady Lancet apologizes. Terribly sorry about the door. When the party arrived late last night, had the gates closed for normal, and because of the weather, didn't think to reopen them right away.
That's fine.
Think nothing of it.
Yeah, he just has nothing to say.
Yeah.
Right. Probably throughout the course of your casual conversation at this stage, the highwayman incident will get brought up. If nothing else, because Nicola is now, rolled in bandages. Lady Lancette offers to have Outriders sent. That's capital O Outriders. Basically, that's the Grassie's kind of equivalent to your Lamplighters. They are technically what you'd think of as, sheriffs or policemen, or roving guard, not town guard. The Crown Prince declines. After a little bit of talk, Duchess of All says that she'll send a private letter by Raven to the High King and have additional King's Rangers dispatched to patrol the River Road. Hopefully find those last 3 guys you missed. Yeah. You will be introduced, though, to a new person. Let me make sure to grab a name.
A name.
It is... We'll transpose to the Dramatis. As you are introduced to young Lord... Wait, I guess I had the Chevalier. Yeah, I'll put a top technique. Google will paste. There we go. Wilhelm Will Lancette. Lady Alora's eldest. Agave Cheval's cousin, obviously. Heir to the house. And he'll be shepherding you around for the rest of the day, and probably your next day, because you'll be staying a full day in Pointe-à-Lance after this, obviously.
Nice.
Neat.
So he is like, a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sirs, madams.
A gift.
Call me Will.
Pleasure.
Imagining, a very well-kept young man, well-trimmed mustache, hair short enough to fit under a helmet.
Wonderful to be accompanied.
The weather should be clearing soon. If you would like to see a little bit of the town, once you've got settled in, of course. And for late afternoon, I simply must insist, my lords, that some of you at least attend salon with me.
Salon?
Yes. It's a thing we do here. Mostly hosted by noble ladies, but sometimes some gentlemen. And I would love to introduce you to my fiancée. She's a wonderful woman. Louise. Louise du Chevalier. She hosts these such things. It is small, but there will be herbal tea, some little biscuits. And they discuss many things. Poetry, literature, philosophy, occasionally natural history or the sciences. It's a great way to spend the afternoon.
That sounds fantastic. Why didn't I just overhead? No, sounds fantastic.
Sounds pleasant.
Konrad looks
Yes,
dubious.
salon.
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 Sorry, I first thought he said sauna. I was like, he wants to...
No, he is not Finnish. We are not sauna, therefore I must perkele. That's what you guys do in your...
No,
your
that's
Yeah, I know.
hard.
I was like, that's what we do.
Should I... If I gave Miss... Actually, wait, that's right, because... you guys would know from my mentioning it that if her styling is at least the Chevalier, she is not a titled lady. That'll probably come up in
What's that,
conversation.
Chevalier? Or is she a Chevalier?
This would be in the context of actually, I mean, you guys can find a casual conversation. Her father is a knight, a Chevalier, and her mother is known as a tutor and governess for noble young ladies. So she is upper class, but only just kind of. Like her family is
Like a
clearly
minor
well
noble.
off and known to nobility, but not.
Or not even a noble, like a merchant type area.
A little higher quality, but yeah, she is a gentlewoman. As we've added now citizens of Grassy to our tab.
More tabs.
It's okay, you don't have to go to Salon, Konrad. That's fine. The Crown Prince will not attend the salon. He, as usual, says that his presence would be distracting. But I'm sure Lady Cheval will attend and tell me all about it. Agave picks up enough on this to not make him do the won't you part. And she's fine to see her cousin. It's been a while.
I almost heard the Lydia. I am sworn to carry your burdens. I almost heard it.
It felt like he just threw her into the wolves. Like, okay, you deal with this.
I mean, it's not quite thrown to the wolves. Like I said, she's not put out to attend with her cousin and see the town a little. But it's definitely one of those things that
It's on
if
the first
he was
choice.
going to be reserved, she might be reserved, but no. If anybody wants to know what he's going to be doing, he's gonna get his notebook and he's gonna try and take a sketch of the bridge.
I can't word it out in like a fancy way, but I've had a thought of how, by that same thought, technically, Leslok would also be distracting, or even if he wasn't, Nerissa would be. So it's like, do I even bother actually?
Well, clearly I just
Well,
need to
no,
take off my
please,
veil,
come
and
on,
then
you are
I
our
will be the
guests.
distracting one.
I mean, yeah, that's also
Oh my God,
true.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because this is actually something I was going to do, but then you brought it up earlier. How taboo is it to cast an Intensity 5 spell?
Oh, I mean, it depends.
Depends on the
The taboos are more about the spells. It's just more about the thing that, as you get higher and higher in intensity, the more likely people who are sensitive to that sort of thing are gonna feel
Gotcha.
you mucking about in the Wujosphere.
The Wujosphere.
Okay. So it's not like
Since the ripples
not
upon
like
the pond.
disturbing the peace.
No.
My most intense
Then I gotta
spells are
prepare
Sunder the
something for
Soul and
tonight.
Teach the Soul, which both top out at 5.
Fun fact: I do have 2 Intensity 5 spells.
You people with your magic.
Although
Yeah.
one is completely useless now because it's the attunement spell. So
Two.
Yeah, you can just unlearn that one.
yeah.
Yeah, Flickering Shadows is 4. That's like the highest one I have.
I do have one. I think because I got rid of Tarquin, so I now do only have 1 Intensity 5 spell. Because I don't know how you can make an alchemist and not take it. So
Uh-huh.
what material is this transmute limited to?
Well, I mean, it's a very broad question, Dallas. Because it's like, I mean, primarily it's for metals, so it's base metals into precious metals. And I'm not going to tell you what all those are. You could figure out what's called a base metal and a precious metal.
It's also
No, I know a little, but I was wondering, like, do fantastic metals count? Like, can I
no,
transmute
those are
something into?
separate roles.
Okay, got it. And alloys wouldn't exist in our time.
I mean, you'd
yet.
have some context of alloys, but that's something you have to shape, because it's a mixture. Like you guys have
Gotcha.
steel, obviously, but that's different. Also, iron
Well,
is a
I
base
can't
metal,
turn something into titanium.
Well, titanium's a pure metal, but I mean, hypothetically, you probably could, but you don't know what that is because I don't know when the titanium extraction. It's like aluminium.
It's late 1800s. Because they had to build the Titanic. When was titanium found? Discovery.
I forgot what that really heavy metal was called all of a sudden. What was it?
Also, Dallas.
Oh,
the Titanic was
1791.
made of steel.
That's earlier than I thought.
Not that far away.
It was named after the Titans in Greek mythology. Huh.
Yeah, because it's very tough.
What's that?
Well, no, I expected it to be found by a guy who was named William Titan or something, but no, his name is Klapoth.
We are
Guess
tangent.
in our setting, it would be
Klaproth.
like
Never
Dragon
mind.
or something.
Regardless, so, but what? No, if I can't turn it into fantastic metals, then there's no point in doing it right now. Okay, never mind. Ignore
Takes
me.
like 10 hours anyway.
What is that fucking metal called? It's...
Which one,
What?
Lucky? I might be able to help you.
Real
It's
heavy
the
one you said?
tungsten. No, I just remembered
Yeah,
it.
tungsten.
tungsten.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what you meant earlier, but the
Yeah.
conversation didn't wrap around that.
Yeah, no, it didn't wrap around. Sorry, I wasn't trying to actually outbeat. I was just really trying really hard to remember it.
Big tough, really heavy.
The tungsten cube. But yeah, I don't, really have anything like not like heavy vignetting for this little like salon thing, but who all wants to go?
Oh, it's also called Wolfram. Rad.
Nicola would probably go, but I have to be excused for that.
I'm curious, but also, does Arissa want to go or not? That's the question.
Nurse is fine to go. She doesn't mind going.
All right, let's go then.
No, go.
Yeah, I've got none.
Inos will probably not go to the salon just because, again, it's one of those weird things of... I don't think he was directly invited. Like, Senor Will here was just like, and some of you lords should come to salon. Technically, Inos ain't a lord. So...
I mean, Wilhelm would make sure that you are included. He is a broad, gregarious individual.
Oh,
I'm here to show you around. Come, you must all come.
Okay, then. In that case, yes. Okay, Inos will go to salon.
So yes, there's herbal tea, mint, rose, hibiscus, maybe a little lemon.
Nice.
There's probably about a dozen other people there besides you. And like I said, I don't really have any in-depth discussion. They talk about the things I talked about. Excuse me. Do a little poetry reading. Discuss maybe some literature. They do get some heavier hitting topics. Some of these, it's mostly young ladies, and occasionally their beaux. So in that context, by the way, Leslok and Nerissa will not stand out.
That's nice.
Like I said, they'll move to some heavier hitting ones. Natural history and the sciences. Some things that I'm sure Nicola can at least be a good conversationalist on.
No, Nicola will definitely participate in the science discussions with great gusto.
Yes, in general, it just seems like it's kind of the local custom for how one might spend your afternoon. You get a bunch of young, educated people together to talk about educated things. Even if Enos just wants to gadfly and sip tea.
Yeah, no, like as you just see, he will use his 3 most powerful spells and going, I see. Is that so? Tell me more.
And
no.
the
The affirmative
the-
saying, the confirmation buzzwords.
and the cue to tell he's casting these spells is that he's nodding his head.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Or
somatic
fanning
component.
himself.
Well, I mean, Logesh has an easy out. He can just be in a wall or in a corner somewhere, keeping watch.
Like I guess
In
to
a
my
wall.
back and my left.
Yeah.
But no, you guys all kind of get a chance to hang out and see. And in general, I kind of wanted to use this as a point to do kind of a tone setter here that you guys kind of start getting used to the vibes in Grassy. This is your first time, as a group for sure being over here. I think this is for sure Leslok's first time on this side. I don't
Nicholas
remember if
never
any of the rest of you would have
been
traveled this far.
to-
This
Nicholas
is
has
actually
never
the
been to
most-
this area.
This is the most east I've been.
Yeah. And the people in Cheval lands, the general impression you get is they adhere maybe a little less strongly to class divides. Like there are, most of the people here are of a mercantile or gentle class, but they are, the heir to the house is marrying, a knight's daughter kind of a thing. Like they're a little spread out. But they definitely have a sort of honesty and straightforwardness, but also like a certain sense of etiquette that is a little different vibes.
So, Omega,
yeah?
if I'm getting the vibes right, to use a reference point that I'm very familiar with, this is basically just the Leicester Alliance in a way.
Yeah, a little bit. They're like I said, they seem more straightforward, direct, but also at the same time like they have a kind of courtesy here that's not like a mask, like it's not like a formality, but it's more about like a cultivated culture of respect.
Honestly, I kind of think about like Tucson, the land of land of farms, wineries, knights, and colorful flowers.
And vampires.
Vampire status unknown currently.
Can't forget about the vampires.
No, that was a reference to the Witcher. Witcher. But I will probably spend the day indoors as I am injured.
And you'll also probably decline. Dinner will be, smaller, and you can even take them to your rooms. Your guest rooms are, what we say, just simple and straightforward. You've got a plush but simple tented bed, not quite a canopy, like it's not like a 4-poster, but has a little canopy over it. You've also got a reclining couch, a few soft folding chairs, little table to work or eat at, wash basin, very small vanity desk.
Lovely.
A little rustic but very sturdy, solid, comfy.
It's better than better than a rock slab.
All the rooms will have bouquets of fresh flowers to decorate, and you'll a handful of different paintings, often nature scenes or horse related paintings.
Horse.
Men on horseback, horses running, horses standing.
Horses playing poker.
Well, funnily enough, as I mentioned that Nicola will probably not be doing this. Wilhelm does invite the lads, as he phrases it, for maybe a little town. We'll go see a few taverns, catch a few friendly games of cards, and a few little things you might see. What do you know about the Petit Cheval? That's okay. You guys don't need to know anything about it. He can explain.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Petit Cheval. What little Cheval? Little
knight.
Yeah, little knight.
You probably have similar things, but different games up in Norland. But it's a little mechanical game. There's sets of mechanical horses and riders set in rings with different colors. The betters, you try to guess who will be closest to the goal when the mechanism is turned. You give it a few wines, the little men move. It's quite fun.
Oh, is it Clockworks?
Yeah, it's a relatively simple gear mechanic.
Oh, neat.
This has a.
How does it make it different then? How's it not always the same one wins every time?
Probably
well,
randomized
the
mechanism.
gears are set differently. They are not all in a line, you see.
They're not all made equal, Ed boy.
Omega, I have a question.
Oh, this is a thing. Neat.
Yeah.
What's up?
For transmutation, can I transmute metal into minerals?
No.
Sad.
Well, no, Inos will go out on the
I mean,
town.
you could do like ores to ores, but no, it's converts base metals to higher metals. That's what it does.
Fair enough.
If nothing else, he's interested in this petit cheval in the mechanism.
Yeah, it seems like an amusement, a fun thing.
Neat.
And like I said, if you guys want to go out, we don't again, not a elongated vignette or anything, but an opportunity for you guys to get out a little, throw back a few pints, and like I said, play a few more friendly games of cards, or just see a couple of these little mechanical things.
Yeah.
I guess on the way there and when we're watching the mechanism, I guess Logesh will
The
just.
mechanism. Sorry.
I almost did a flub. I did a horrendous flub almost there. So save me. Leslok is going to ask, I guess, Logesh how he's been feeling with the trip so far, and then I guess after that question, we'll ask about how he feels about Nerissa and being around her so far.
Okay. So about the trip, a lot more assassination attempt than I'd like, but that is part of the course when you're dealing with the Crown Prince. Yeah.
I think calling it an assassination attempt is probably giving more credit than it deserves.
Okay. Sure, if you want to go that way. Don't know why you needed. Fuck it, not even gonna touch that with 10-foot pole. In regards to your second question, I've only really ever talked to her in passing. Like, she's been here. Haven't really talked to her. However, though, I can see the way your eyes light up when you talk to her, similar to the way I've seen you talk with that Kenneth's boy, so I can only hope that she doesn't break your heart and you don't break her heart. Because even if she is the crown, even if she is a princess, I will have strong words with her if she does break your little heart, my cousin.
Ed boy.
God damn you! That's fitting because he likes to play detective.
I don't know how. Okay, I'm sorry. Leslok taking, I think, emotional. Is taking mental damage for being called out directly.
And that's fine. Leslok asked for Logesh's opinion, and he's giving his kind of blunt opinion,
That's
which
fair.
is, what do you think about her? I don't know. We haven't talked. Legitimately.
Fair.
There have been no instances or need for me to talk to her. However, as I've said before, I've seen the way you look at her as someone going through his own romantic endeavors. Not as far as progressive as you have.
I'm about to say, is that what we would call it?
Listen, if I'm the one getting stabbed,
Wait.
it means I failed.
Well, yeah, but you and I have...
For you, it's a step of progress.
I will... I may be your Chevalier, but that doesn't mean I can't thump you on the head.
That is fair. That wasn't meant to
Right,
be an
not
insult.
Chevalier, Cavalier. You know what I mean. Because behind closed doors, you and I are still cousins.
I mean, yes.
No, fucking Nogi, you too. But yeah, you asked my honest opinions. There it is. I haven't talked to her. I'm sure she's a lovely lady. If she's good enough to charm the literal socks off of you. But when it comes to matters of how I feel about someone, you know I'm not the greatest sometimes when it comes to my friend group, my peers. I can count on my finger how many friends I have, how many good close friends I have. Which isn't a lot, but for me that's good.
I mean, I still think I think your rapport with Arrigo Espada is still impressive.
Yeah. Still trying to work out a way to get Rodrigo, the Crown Prince, maybe a few others, form a little power group or something. I don't know. Not even a power group for political reasons, just as a friend group.
Well, if you make it work out, you have my support.
I would fucking well hope so. You're gonna be in there. Why would I not include you? I think I'm just gonna exclude you.
Shrug.
Okay. No, you know what? No, that's fine. Because I know that you and I think differently. And that's A-okay. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't think the same way I do. In fact, that's for the best. Why did I accidentally teleport to the Lala Fellowship? Excuse me? Sorry, I hit a keyboard button. I teleport to a different Discord group.
Rip.
If you want me to talk to her and try to be friendly, I can. It's gonna be awkward at first. I know that for damn sure.
It's gonna be awkward at last. What the fuck are you talking about?
I trust you'll figure something out, and we'll see how it plays out.
Do you know how well she plays Quattro?
I actually don't, because I don't prefer to play it that much.
Right. I must have scared you away from it with the amount of times I've beat you in it.
It's less fear and more I memorized every pattern you could do. That doesn't make me win, though.
I was going to say, those are some fighting words at first, and then you said that last bit, and now I'm just confused.
Yeah, no. It sounded like he was like, I was like, it's not because I'm scared, but then he didn't want to actually piss you off.
No, it's just like I remember everything about it, but it's kind of bad.
We finished the whole
Let's get something to drink.
I'm giving my horse a beer.
I mean, you guys are out at the
yeah.
whatchamacallit. You're out at the.
I feel this is talking as we're drinking, I guess.
Yeah, you're out at a tavern somewhere. You bet on little mechanical horses. Inos buys a real horse.
Yeah. Now, it's a good thing for you, dear cousin. I have had my fair share of having to deal with someone. Fucking hell. Fuck.
The horse switch.
That's like a fucking flashbang.
Nope, don't say that.
That nearly spit out my drink.
So
I need a moment. I'll be back. I think we're good for now.
He's leaving. He's running away.
No,
Hey guys, check out this horse I got. I think it's possessed.
I'm retreating for my own life. I'm retreating.
We shall call him Beyblade. So, okay, but as a final thing, I fucking forgot. God fucking damn it.
Blame the.
That's what I'm gonna fuck you up for.
Why? What?
The horse is possessed.
That's in your life.
I would
It's so distracting. Please get rid of that, just for the sake of it.
Yeah. No, it's got a lot of lights.
I'll make it did it specifically for distraction. Fucking ponytail.
All right, moving on.
There's more.
So we're talking about a horse being
okay, no,
I find a gif of a horse with laser eyes.
I remembered it now.
Where he is.
Now,
okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Dear cousin, you mentioned my friendship with good old Rodrigo, and good news for you, I can bring some of those skills over here. So if you decide to get shit-faced, I can look after you. I would have recommended, because similar to him, you may just say some rather unhinged shit.
I have seen a lot of weird things in my life. That's the weird of a why.
That seeing shit and saying shit are two completely different things.
That is also fair, and
But when you are drunk off your ass, you would not be able to tell. So what I'm
Well-
saying is, I can look after you. I've got plenty of towels prepared. However, I wouldn't recommend it.
I wasn't planning on it. It's not becoming of my station to
The
get my
offer is
stuff
there.
plastered. I that is always appreciated.
And now, I leave you to enjoy your time with your fiance. I'm going to go back to being, I don't know, a few feet behind you. Like,
The nurse is
Sip.
there.
Just sip a drink.
yeah. Hold on, where is it? There is a gift for this.
Horse.
Thank you, Giffy, for being able to tell me exactly what I wanted.
Fade into darkness. Okay.
Yeah. Apologies
Anybody
for that.
else? No, it's fine. It's good. You kidding? Normally we have to twist your arm to get that kind of shit.
I tried.
Also, hey, spoiler, my congestion's starting to creep back, and I'm running out of juice even though we only
Oh,
made it for
no.
like 2.5 hours. So, like, the session I think will be winding down soon. So that was good to get your thoughts out. We are coming to the end of a day too, so I think it works, even if it's a little earlier than usual. But what I did want to ask is if anybody had anything else they wanted to do with their late afternoon, early evening time.
Nah, I get a horse. I'm probably gonna get some proper bit, bridle, and saddle. Maybe some saddle bags. Like I said, I want a big horse. I want to be able to carry stuff. I don't need a fast horse.
Yeah, no. Not all breeds, but I believe most warhorse breeds are going to be big, sturdy, even keeled, mild tempered kind of a thing, because
Yeah.
it's they like, especially in Cheval lands, warhorses are bred to carry chevaliers who are full plate mail guys. So like these will be sturdy horses who are used to being slightly put upon but ready to go.
Nah,
Excellent.
pick up a fucking draft horse. Go full ham.
Actually,
Well-
that was a joke or reference I was going to make earlier when we were talking about don't have a lot of horses in Teine. I was going to say you guys can probably swing something the equivalent of Clydesdales,
Oh yeah.
like big draft horses.
Those fucking big.
We'll probably pass only just because we're not going to be able to take them home.
Huh? No, Onyx will be perfectly fine on the boat. He won't be happy, but he won't lose his fucking shit. Onyx is
Well,
ahead
yeah,
now.
that's fair.
Bilge
I
boys
was going
won't
to
be
say
happy
earlier that was
either.
the discussion we had last week about horses, which is finding a warhorse will be disciplined and trained so it doesn't freak out at the sounds of battle, which also means that you can put it through things that horses would not normally tolerate, such as being transported on boats.
I still want a reindeer, so I'm going to wait.
Well, you can work that out when you get back home. Any other things for any of you? Got a little freewheeling shopping. Inos can purchase his silk pajamas. He wants.
I will buy some silk pajamas.
Like I said, no, they got Lagartine imports, so they're gonna have they have silk.
It's
Oh,
so
I'm not
familiar.
It's so smooth and slippery.
Konrad's just taking a bath. Nice warm bath after a day of traveling in the rain.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Kind of
probably
like, actually, I do want to get a silk shirt. I mean,
no. Listen, there's a reason why I'm specifically getting silk pajamas because they're less likely to get worn out from me doing shit in them.
I want to do the same, but I don't feel like I should take after you did it. But I don't know. It's like it's just a good idea, honestly, when you say it like that.
Well, just then be like, hey, Enos, that's a great idea. I'm gonna copy.
Is it? I'm gonna take it too. 'Cause that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much wolf do you have, Leslok?
5.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I'm pretty sure you're 5. You're both pretty up there. Yeah, it should be no problem for you to find, a couple of small things because it's like Yeah, a noble's like a full wedding gown is like 4. So, you know,
Could be 3, I
expensive
guess.
silk clothing is probably like 2 or 3.
Okay. That's right. We're gonna have to get a wedding gown too. Great, lovely, awesome, cool.
Don't worry, you won't have to fund that.
Oh, thank God.
I was wondering how many gems we're gonna put into that one.
Narissa can handle that divination on her own, and I think she's wealth 4 on her own.
I make money because I sell jewelry. Oh,
Makes money 'cause-
Narissa's advantages. Okay, well, 3 on her own. Animal companion, beauty 1. Thick-headed, so she has the extra hitbox in the head.
I got that one too, just because I feel like that's helpful. I don't get a headshot.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Rain book says that it's like the most efficient advantage in the
1-for-1.
game. Just spend 1 point, get 1 extra hitbox in your head. It's important. We'll see if next time you can get some questions in. Because I have a little itinerary, some fun things you can get to on the motto, but I don't want to spoil it.
yes.
Alrighty.
Your fun activities in Cheval land. So I think we're gonna wind up there before my nose holes completely seal back up.
Well,
'Cause
the
I
brain
feel
holes
the
get sealed.
juice creeping in.
I've had someone describe like their congestion time where it feels like someone has a hand going to the back of their head, closing their nostrils from the inside.
That is sometimes how it feels. But yes, no, now the cough's creeping on me. So let's wind her down. Anything else before you guys go to bed this night in Pont de Lance?
I rolled my vigor already to get rid of the
Yes.
shock.
You'll
Unfortunately,
heal.
I don't get rid of any killing this time because Nicola is tending to thyself.
Yep.
So I will say Konrad's going to have questions how you're healed the next day. Like fully healed.
Oh, so you
Well, we don't know if he's going to
your
be
vigor
fully
roll.
healed. He might just because he's made the healing roll to turn it to shock at
vigor
the end
roll?
of the day.
Oh
but
yeah, I guess he might still have one shock or something.
yeah, he's got to roll body plus vigor to see if he
Well, what's
removes
the?
the
I
shock.
just have to make a success, right?
any match.
Okay. Yep, 3
Yeah.
6s.
Yeah, so definitely tomorrow morning, Konrad
You're not gonna bleed
should be asking, "Hey, how are you better already?"
So you could say maybe
Well, that'll be next week.
Yeah,
Just say magic. And don't explain further. And Konrad won't be that curious because he really doesn't know magic and doesn't like it. So he'll just be like, ugh.
magic.
Yeah.
Do you have a lie pool?
Lie.
But also, it's not a
If
lot.
Nicola just says magic and doesn't elaborate, not necessarily.
Fair.
gonna use-
Yeah.
Also,
But
no,
also-
I don't have a lie pool.
Yeah, no shit. I know you don't have a lie pool.
I have a stealth pool,
think you
so
are?
I can just run away.
No. That's run
just
first, buddy.
Gotta just go.
You can only
Well,
use
no,
stealth
I
when
throw
you have a
flash
chance
powder.
to hide.
I throw
Yeah.
flash powder, and then I run.
You got a flash.
That's
powder.
just more
You
shady.
can hide.
Also, joke's
in
on
your
you.
smoke
Konrad
powder.
also has runs, so he'll be running after you.
Oh, no, you have a better run pool than me, but I have a better stealth pool than you do.
Yeah, but you get a line of sight first.
You
Okay,
have a
all
lot
right,
better
let's-
stealth pool than my scrutinize, though.
I
mean,
think
you can't
so.
smoke bomb.
Maybe.
But yes, let's
Anyway.
let's wind it down. Okay. EXPs. Everybody was here. Everybody was in character. We had good character all around.
I got
I'll take the
shot
point. I made you
again.
do it.
And yes, Nicola, your disadvantage came up, so you get an extra point. And I know for sure Lucky did a lot of outside note taking and reorganizing notes.
I had at least a note
put-
before. I at
He
least
put
notes
some
earlier
new
this
ones in
week.
there also.
I need to go do that
Yeah,
this
there's some
week.
new ones. Yes, and Axe had a couple of notes as well, so I think that's 2. Unless, Aaron? Did you have any notes this week? I don't think you did.
No, I wrote some last week, and it's like not enough changed.
I
for me to
do
write
want to
any new
suggest
ones.
that people go through their old notes and change them, summarize them, maybe tighten some of them up because we got a lot of notes there, and sometimes they get lost on top of each other.
That's fair.
I will do that, but I do not know if I'm going to be here next week yet. They have not released the schedule yet. There is a chance I will not.
Yeah, so we may take a week off, or we may have to work on trying to find a different day or time.
Yep.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do probably any other.
I can do.
We'll
We'll figure it out.
our ears out and figure out stuff if it comes up. So
Yeah.
let us know, Dallas, and we'll work on it.
I hope there's a 1 in 4 chance that it'll be scheduled during this session, but knowing my luck, it will.
Man,
I mean, I just looked up NFL playoff schedule. It says it's Lions, right?
Yeah.
It says they're playing on the 18th, which is Saturday.
18th? Oh, great. Okay, yeah, then I'll be
we're good.
Perf.
Yeah, we
I didn't know they had that out already because their opponent. Oh no, because they're for sure playing the Commanders now. That's right, because it has seeding.
Yeah.
God, seeding is so annoying to figure out. Because we play the lowest seed that progressed this week.
Yeah, the tournament rules are funny sometimes. But all right, we're gonna pack it in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry about the sort of session, but like I said, I'm ills, and I'm much better today. Yesterday, Saturday, I was in a bad way, so I've only got so much juice, so we'll wrap it up. And like I said, I have a variety of fun activities for both here, and I've started working on your next stop, Castle Wolfesford. So we will continue to have well-rounded activities and honestly, continue to do the thing I said we would mostly do on the tour, which is just do lots of character building vignettes. Honestly, I think we learned a lot about Nicola as a character today. Such as what color his blood is. Wait, we already knew that one.
It's not a surprise.
But
we learned that Nicola is not a fool, but he's foolhardy.
No, he's just impulsive.
Yeah.
That can be considered foolhardy. Anyway, thanks everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next, Tim.
Next time.
Bye.
Next time.